to you by Miller Lite, ITT Technical Institute, Coca-Cola, Sonic Drive-In, BC Powder, and by Allstate Insurance. And now for the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Let's go to the ballpark.
Live from Little Rock, the Arkansas Travelers are on the air. Hello again, everybody. This is Phil Elson. A very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Raywinder Field. Tonight, Minor League Baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers in Game 2 of a 6-game series. Welcome out here to the ballpark on the ticket, Total Sports 1380, and the Travs website, Travs.com, for Clunker Car Night, edition number 24. 9 beauties have been lined up in the parking lot here at Raywinder Field, ready to be given away every single inning. One of those cars will be handed to a lucky fan. Well, not handed. You're going to be given the keys. Whether it starts or not, well, that question remains to be answered. They'll be rolled out onto the field in between some of the innings, and we'll be detailing every single one of those cars to our listeners on our broadcast today. And too bad if you can't be at the ballpark, you can't win one over the radio broadcast. We'll try to give you the best picture as possible as to those beautiful babies that roll down the first base line today. And that's the subject of the pregame interview that we'll be playing next segment along with Assistant General Manager Pete Lavin. But last night, in the first game of this series, the Tulsa Drillers defeated the Travs 10-6. Pretty sloppy game on both ends. Drillers won despite committing 4 errors, and the Travs pitching staff struggled with allowing 7 walks, hitting 3 other batters, and the Drillers scored 5 runs in the final 6 innings and collected only 2 base hits over that stretch. It tells you how many men were on base against them, and last night, while the Travs offense was able to post 10 hits and 6 runs, the pitching, which has struggled in the month of August, giving up the 10 runs on 10 hits, and you add in 10 hits plus 7 walks and 3 base runners, it's a little bit too much to overcome. So tonight the Travs will look to please what is expected to be the largest crowd of the 2004 season. And it's going to be a great night as we talk to you up here at the press box. We'll be detailing all those cars coming up, and a pregame interview coming up right after this on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
We'll be right back after this with a start. Phil Elson standing in front of a line of...
Education for the future. Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I never wanted a desk job, and now I do what I love. I'm a greenskeeper, and I keep the greens and fairways looking great here at the golf course. But as soon as the weather gets nice, that's when my allergies kick in. Pollen gives me sinus headaches and makes my eyes all itchy and watery. So I carry new BC Allergy Sinus Headache Powder. Comes in a red pack. BC Red clears me up fast so I can enjoy being outside. If only
Standby.
what don't do it.
Ready, set, go.
Phil Elson standing in front of a line of 8 gorgeous pieces of either aluminum or steel. Clunker cars sitting out here at the parking lot, and we speak with Trav's Assistant General Manager, Pete Lavin. Pete, as the person who had to sort of be a front man for the ball club and go out and try to pick out a few cars, what were you looking for when you went over to some of the dealerships, talked with some of the guys? What kind of car were you looking for?
Well, first of all, that they run. That's first and foremost, that we can get them off the lot.
That's the most important thing, not who wins it, but that they can get it out of here, right?
Exactly, and even if they can't get it out of here, we got a wrecker on standby from Blue Hill Wrecker in North Little Rock. But after whether they can start or not, we want them to have a certain charm, and as you can see, pretty much each one of these has its own characteristics that would appeal to most of our fans, I would think.
Well, there's certainly some personality in front of the beauty we're standing in front of right now. It's a blue Chevy Cavalier. It's a sort of a nice big fat dent in the front fender where the one of the headlights I'm sure used to work. This is a gorgeous looking vehicle here, Pete. What else do we have in this lovely Chevy Cavalier?
Well, in this Cavalier that we got from Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville, as you can see, it took one on the chin here up front, but the other headlight looks good. 3 out of the 4 headlights are untaped, just one taped on headlight. So
it looks like this car has been up and down Cantrell quite a few times in the rain. And as you look into the middle here, the center console has been ripped up, and that doesn't look like it really could fit anybody's arm, not like it would be all that comfortable to rest it on there. What else do you have inside here, Pete?
Looking at the inside here, we have, the armrest is, mostly gone, but there is some foam still there in case you want to, rest your arm while you're driving at high speeds. And, the upholstery looks still good. The ceiling upholstery, sags just a little bit.
This has been picked at by 5-year-olds, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, there's been some clinging going on there.
Then we turn over to the car directly to the Chevy's right, and it's one of a competing brand. It's a Ford Fairmont from 1980. And this, I think, might be the beauty of the lot right now. This is a gorgeous color that you only saw in the 1970s, and this was coming out in 1980. So, I mean, this has 70s written all over it.
Oh, yeah, and only 170,000 miles on it. So, I mean, this has to be my personal favorite so far. Just the combination beige and, would you call that a mustard? I
think it's kind of a beige mustard French fry color.
Maybe a Dijon.
Yeah, definitely some Dijon involved in that. Some paint chips off the side, and it looks like where the speaker used to be. These people probably played the music way too loud because the speaker literally has been blown out from the top of the center console, and then right there on the seat, there's some nice little rips in it. Looks like there's been some smoking done in this car.
Yeah, this is Fairmont has definitely seen some hard living, which one of the other characteristics we look for. And if you look at the tape deck, you can tell that's been used. It almost doesn't really resemble a tape deck. But if you have a flathead screwdriver, I think you could change stations on that dial. I'm not sure.
Nothing worth, you have to work in order to get your stations. It's always worth working for. And also you can tell that this 1980 Ford Fairmont was built with technology in mind, being that the tape deck really wasn't all that popular then. We might have had an 8-track instead. Now this is a gorgeous car. It's another Ford, and of course a collector's car in the United States. You've got to think at the top of the list is the Ford Mustang, and you've got one here. But I'm not sure if anybody really wants to collect this one.
Yeah, I don't know if this model is what people have in mind when they're Mustang shopping, but it almost represents a K car. I guess 1982 is the edition we're looking at.
Not really the vintage that you're looking for anymore in the Mustang, right?
No, but it's 2-door, has 3 of the hubcaps match each other, leather seats, driver's side dented a little bit, but the driver's side also has the one window that works, so the driver's not completely out of luck.
But the passenger really is.
Yeah, we haven't checked out the AC yet, so, the passenger could really be feeling the heat.
You might just want to drive this one in the wintertime and maybe light a fire in the back to keep warm. A true sign of a clunker car is either a missing window or 2 tones of paint on one of the cars, and we've got a Ford Taurus that used to be teal all over it, but now it's got a beautiful maroon and teal combination going on. Somebody was really thinking fashion with this car, Pete.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we picked this up, I thought for sure it was our concession manager, Troy Russell's automobile, because, outside of the mound of Red Bull and empty packs of cigarettes on the passenger side floor, it looks exactly like it.
And right in front of us right now is a Plymouth I believe this is a Plymouth Acclaim, and you don't have to worry about rolling the windows up because there is no right front window. But I think that the person that wins this car on Clunker Car Night probably should produce a National Rifle Association membership. Reason being, there's 2 NRA stickers on the back. This was a pro-gun person who used to own this car.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will be tailgating this guy. Once you step into this one, you'll have the road to yourself.
Was this the lane changer? Is this the one that has lane changer on one of the passenger view mirrors?
Yes, it is. That is probably my favorite accessory I've seen on all these cars. It has a 2-level rear view mirror on the inside with the lane changer scripted across the middle, so it's got its own. I've never seen one before. I didn't know. I got to find out where you get a lane changer.
This car said something. The '89 Plymouth Acclaim. It says, being that it's got the NRA stickers and the lane changer right on the front of it, this says, "Don't mess with me, and this is my highway." The final car I want to ask about, Pete, and it's the first one if you come over to the line of cars here. It's right up against the median leading into the ballpark, and it's a beautiful purple grape color. I don't think they make this kind of color anymore in anything, not even grapes.
Nah, it most closely represents a color of bubble gum, I think. I don't know, but outside of the grape exterior, the chrome hubcaps, there's only 3, not 4, but they are, if the grape color doesn't stand out, these chrome wheels will. This is definitely might be the pick of the litter.
It's a 1990 Toyota Corolla with the grape purple, and you're not going to have to really search for the spare tire because it's on the front left wheel. So there you have it for that one. That's usually one of the things you're looking for first. Where's the spare tire? And right there waiting for you. It's all Clunker Car Night coming up tomorrow night, Tuesday, August the 10th at Raywinder Field. And I've said it a few times, Pete, to people that haven't been to Clunker Car Night, and something tells me most people listening to this broadcast have, but just in case you haven't been to Clunker Car Night, you got to be here.
And that was an interview we did yesterday with Pete Lavin. And just thought it was apropos to play it again today, being that we've got Clunker Car Night again to sort of set the scene out here on the only ballpark in America that becomes a used car lot once a year for the last quarter century here in Raywinder Field. We'll have the starting lineups for Game 2 of the series after this on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
The Crystal Persuasion, protector of Crystal Child.
Go.
Welcome back to Raywinder Field. We just had the national anthem performed, and first pitch coming up in about 6 minutes. Game 2 of this series between the Rockies AA affiliate, the Tulsa Drillers, and the Angels AA team here in Little Rock, the Arkansas Travelers. Let's get to the starting lineups. We'll begin with The Drillers, Tulsa today at 25-20. They're in third place behind the two first-place teams, Frisco and Wichita, who are tied atop. Tulsa 2 games out. And tonight it will be Jeff Salazar leading off out in center field with the number 2 batter, Tony Miller, in left. Hitting third for the Drillers, the shortstop, Danny Sandoval, the league leader in base hits. Ryan Shealy is the league leader in home runs and runs batted in. He's cleaning up. He'll be at first for Tulsa. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Jayson Nix. Sean Barker making his AA debut. Just called up from Class A Visalia, where he batted .310 with 20 home runs in the California League. Barker batting sixth in right field. Corey Slavic hitting seventh for Tulsa. He'll be at third base. Designated hitter, former Trav Adonis Harrison, batting in the 8th spot with Jeff Winchester, rounding out the starting 9. Winchester is the catcher for Tulsa. Trav's record is 16-29, last place in the Texas League East by 11 games. Rudy Gomez to lead off today. He'll be at first base. Alberto Callaspo, who's been on a tear the last 3 games with 6 hits and 9 at-bats, is batting second. He'll be at shortstop. Nick Gorneault hits third, and he's in right field. Gorneault hitting .364 in his last 14 games. Derek Gibson cleaning up today. Gibson, who sat out of yesterday's game, is the DH tonight with Jeff Mathis back behind the dish after a night off. Mathis batting fifth. Casey Smith plays third base today. Casey will be at shortstop, batting in the 6th spot. And Casey, in his second game after the return from AAA, had 3 hits in the loss yesterday. Batting 7th, left fielder Jason Espito. 8 home runs for Espito this year, 5 of them coming against Tulsa. Batting 8th, the second baseman Victor Gutierrez, and it'll be Tommy Murphy in center field, and Murphy rounds out the Trav's starting 9. Mount opponents for today, Nick Roberts on the hill for the Travs. Roberts makes his 10th appearance, 9th as a starter. 1 win, 3 losses, and a .551 ERA. Coming off his shortest appearance as a Travs starter on the 5th of August in one of the games in the series at Frisco. He surrendered 9 hits and 6 runs plus 3 homers over 3 2/3 innings in a 9-0 loss last Thursday in Game 1 of the series in Frisco. So Roberts, who has been unable to pitch into the 6th inning in either of his last 3 starts, will look for that elusive second win. It's been 6 starts since Roberts had a win. Justin Hampson takes the mound for Tulsa today. He's a left-hander making his 23rd start with 9 wins and 5 losses. Hampson a .354 earned run average. He's been a pretty steady starter all year. He's had at least 2 wins in every month, setting him up for a try at his 10th victory. And it's Hampson on the mound tonight for the Drillers against Arkansas right-hander Nick Roberts. You can hear the Travs taking the field right now here at Ray Winder on Clunker Car Night. And slowly the stands continue to fill up. Game 2 of the series coming up, and we'll have the first pitch right after this. On the ticket, Total Sports, $13.80.
Stand by. Ready, set, go.
Time for baseball and 9 used cars given away every inning out here at Ray Winder Field. Phil Elson with you for tonight's action here on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. And it's the Travs and the Tulsa Drillers in Game 2 of the series. Travs losers in 7 of the last 8 games, including 3 in a row to the Drillers. Jeff Salazar will lead off the game today against Roberts. Nick on the mound for his 10th appearance as a Trav right-hander. It'll be his second appearance against the Drillers. A 6'2 righty out of Annabella, Utah, 28 years old. And Roberts eyeing Salazar, who steps in left-handed, and here's the first pitch of the game. A fastball on the outside corner for a strike called. 7:10 first pitch today, right on the money as the fuller start time. Game time temperature 91 degrees. A little stuffy today here at the ballpark. 0-1 on Salazar, left-handed batter, standing close to the plate, and Roberts pitch low and away for a ball. 1-1. Salazar will be followed by the left fielder Tony Miller, and then shortstop Danny Sandoval. Hits third for Tulsa. Perhaps the best hitter in the Texas League this year, Ryan Shealy, waits in the wings as the cleanup batter. Here's Roberts with a 1-1. Salazar grounds it to third base. Casey Smith at third base today was waiting for it. Goes across the diamond to Rudy Gomez for out number 1. Different look to the Trav infield today. Casey Smith at third base. His first start at the hot corner with the Travs. Mike Elwer gets the day off, and that pushes Rudy Gomez into starting duty at first base. Number 2 batter, Tony Miller, stepping in. 276 hitter, 11 home runs, 36 RBIs. First pitch, he swings and fouls back a strike. Last night, Miller with 1 base hit, but he reached base 3 times. And a third inning single, hit by a pitch in the 4th inning, and reached on a 3 pass in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch to Miller. He swings and lines it off of Roberts' back. He likes to look for the ball. On the left side of the mound, he finds it, throws to first, and just gets the runner. Miller, who runs well, was unable to beat the luck for Roberts. The ball was smoked by Miller right back to the pitcher's mound, and it caught Roberts. I'm not quite sure where it hit him, either in the midsection or on the back, depending on whether he was able to turn around in time. Pitching coach Kernan Ronan and manager Ty Boykin are going to come out and check on him. Now Jamie Welch makes his appearance out of the dugout and heads out to the mound. Well, Roberts might just be a little dazed more than anything, or just surprised. He has his wits about him. He's smiling. He's carrying on conversation. He's making a motion with his arm that makes it look like it might have hit him in his ribs, his right rib cage. Look at a couple of warm-ups. Really a nice play by Roberts. And he seems to be all right as he throws a couple of pitches to Mathis. Maybe not the fact that he knocked the ball down makes the play impressive. It's the fact that he was able to find it. On the first base side of the mound, he kept his wits about him, found the ball, and made sure he got the out at first. So Roberts stays in the game, and a nice play by him. 1-3 at first base. So 2 outs, no one on for shortstop Danny Sandoval. Sandoval knocked in 2 runs last night for the Drillers with a first inning single and a bases-loaded fielder's choice in the 6th. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed against the righty. Roberts winds and delivers the first pitch to Sandoval, which hits the inside corner. Sandoval with a .312 batting average. Today ranks 3rd in the Texas League amongst active hitters. With 136 base hits. More than any other batter in the Texas League this year. The 0-1 from Roberts. Fastball jammed him, popped up to the third base seats, and over the bleachers to the picnic terrace. 0-2 on Sandoval. Throughout this series, we'll be keeping a running total of hits between Sandoval and Trav shortstop Alberto Callaspo. They're 1-2 in the league leading category in hits. 0-2 pitch to Sandoval. Fouled back, another good pitch on the hands from Roberts. Sandoval again enters today at 136 base hits. Callaspo with 4 less. No balls, 2 strikes to Sandoval. Roberts with a couple of pitches on his hands, and now here's another 0-2. It's a fastball hit deep to center field, sending the center fielder Murphy all the way back to the fence. It'll hit the top of the wall. Sandoval will now cruise into second base with a stand-up double. Rising fly ball all the way out towards center. Didn't have quite enough to get out of the ballpark. It hit the top of the center field fence, at least 380 feet away. And with Ray Winder Field's high outfield walls, at least 22 feet all the way around. Those fly balls, which that would have been a home run in many other parks in the Texas League. It's not here in Little Rock. Ryan Shealy stepping up to try to give the Drillers an early lead. Cleanup batter, big, right-handed, swinging a foul ball in the first pitch, strike 1. Shealy only 1 hit yesterday, but it was a big hit with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning to break a 1-1 tie, a double off the left field fence. And besides that, he was kept in check, grounding into a double play, struck out, went 1 for 4. Here's Roberts with an 0-1 to Shealy, swinging a grounder to the hole at short, past the diving third baseman and shortstop into left field. Here comes Sandoval, he'll score. Shealy, who's got the highest slugging percentage in the Texas League right now, knocks in a run with a seeing eye ground ball single to left. Didn't hit that ball very well. A tweener right between Smith and Callaspo, and both of them giving good effort. And when you describe the shortstop hole, that's exactly where Shealy hit it. Very narrow corridor right between the third baseman and shortstop. Now Jayson Nix steps in, takes inside for a ball. The RBI for Shealy, his league-leading 79th. He's knocked in 42 runs in 43 games in the second half. To the stretch, Roberts and the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to shallow center field. Long run for Tommy Murphy, and he'll make it there to make the catch. That'll end the first inning, where the Drillers grab the lead. Couple of 2-out hits by Sandoval and Shealy, and the Drillers get ahead 1-0. Bottom of the first coming up at Ray Winder Field on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Shealy, who's got the Roberts with a baseman and short. Besides that, a double. Loaded in the 3rd inning to break a 1-1 tie, a double off the left field fence. Besides that, he was kept in check, grounding into a double play, struck out. Went 1 for 4. Here's Roberts with an 0-1 to Shealy, swinging a grounder to the hole at short, past the diving third baseman and shortstop into left field. Here comes Sandoval, he'll score. Drillers grab an early lead with an RBI single by Ryan Shealy in the top half of the first inning. And so their left-handed starting pitcher, Justin Hampson, has a run to work with before he throws a pitch today. Hampson, 6'1", 180 pounds, out of Wharton, Illinois. 24 years old and making his 23rd start for Tulsa. He's been with them since day one. 9 wins, 5 losses, and a 3.54 ERA. Hampson selected out of Belleville Junior College in the 1999 draft with the Rockies' 28th pick. And reached Double-A last year for 1 start after a 14-win campaign in Class A Visalia. Rudy Gomez steps into the batter's box to lead off for Arkansas. He'll take a first pitch strike from Hampson. Hampson with a fastball in the high 80s, topping out at 88. He'll throw a sinker quite a bit. The 0-1. And it's low to Gomez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gomez hitting .265, 2 homers, 24 runs batted in. The left-hander into action with a 1-1 pitch. High and inside, 2-1. On the leadoff batter, Gomez, in that leadoff role for the 19th game. 2 hits yesterday, scored 3 runs. Also made it on base with a couple of singles, reached on an error. Pitch outside from Hampson, 3 balls, 1 strike. Hampson walking 4 batters in his last outing. 50 walks in 140 innings this year. The 3-1 to Gomez is inside, and it's a walk to start the game. Gomez draws his 32nd walk of the season, now with more walks than strikeouts for the first time all year. And it's the 14th walk that he's taken as the leadoff batter. And Rudy's only been in that leadoff spot for the better part of 2 weeks. It really has taken his patience at the plate to a higher plane. Alberto Callaspo stepping up against Hampson. The switch-hitting shortstop will bat righty. Drawing in the third baseman Slavic to the belt. Hampson checking at first. Gomez runs. Callaspo will swing and send a high fly to the right field area. Sean Barker back in front of the warning track to make the catch. And Gomez is still off of first base. He's going to try to get in. He's out. Gomez running with the pitch. And he went around second base a few feet. That cost him the time he needed to get back. Ball was hit fairly well by Callaspo. Barker was able to catch it in front of the warning track, and he fired a perfect throw onto first base to double off Gomez. And so a leadoff walk turns into nothing, at least not yet. The double play goes 9-3. Now Nick Gorneault stepping in with the bases empty. First pitch swinging, a grounder to the hole, it's short, and it's Corey Slavic making the play from third base. Going across, he'll get the out, and that's it for the Travs in the first inning. A leadoff walk, but that doesn't help out as a double play and a ground out end the first inning. We go to the second with the Drillers leading 1-0 on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
And the restaurant. The first game is straight line game. Down across and diagonal. Here's our first number, 070. I-18. I-23, I-23, G49, straight line game, I-21, G47, I-17, Beautiful nice for baseball and bingo, B6, B11, B5, 067, straight line game, and 34, and 34. Yeah, wait, car, come see me right here behind the Cruisers. Going out, here comes the car, careful with that speed and agility.
Stand by.
One more number, G59. Hold your cars, we'll play more bingo. Anyone?
Drillers 1, Travs nothing. Into the top of the second we go at Ray Winder. Travs get a leadoff walk in the first inning. Couldn't do much with it as a fly ball hit into a double play by Alberto Callaspo, and the Drillers had 2 outs before getting their first man on base, turned it into a run. Sean Barker will get his first double-A at-bat here in Little Rock tonight. A right-handed batter. He's in right field today. Stiffs deep in the box, takes the first pitch high from Nick Roberts. Barker coming off of a fine 105-game campaign in Single-A California League. Hit 20 home runs, knocked in 95. A swing and a miss at a fastball from Roberts, and the count 1-1. Barker standing 6'3", 220 pounds. Product of Louisiana State. Signed of the 2002 draft as a 6th-round choice by the Rockies. He fouls a pitch away, and it's 1-2 to Barker. Barker, born and raised in Bakersfield, California, and really took a step up this year. He had batted only .280 in the previous year in the Single A Cal League, and hit just 10 homers, and doubled his output both with RBIs and home runs. Broken back grounder to the shortstop area. Casey Smith makes the play off the line at third and throws Barker out. And so Barker fails to reach base in his first Double-A at-bat. Corey Slavic coming up next. Roberts surrendering the run of the first inning. It's the 35th run he's allowed in 27 innings. Coming over his last 5 appearances. 3 losses, hasn't won a game. Slavic, left-handed batter, takes outside for a ball. Corey knocked in the winning run yesterday in a pinch-hitting appearance for Jeff Baker. Baker had tripped over first base in a 5th inning at-bat and actually collided with one of the infielders. There's a pitch for a strike to Slavic on the outside corner, 1-1. So Baker not in today's game. Slavic takes his place. And Tom Runnels matches up a left-handed batter against the righty Roberts. 1-1 pitch, swing in a high fly to center, a lazy fly ball for Tommy Murphy, and he makes the catch. There's 2 outs. Bringing up former Trav Adonis Harrison.
Designated hitter, Adonis Harrison.
Harrison, the DH for the 2nd consecutive game. He was 0 for 3 yesterday in the same capacity, but he batted in the 7th spot. Tonight he hits 8th. 1-0 Tulsa. Top 2, no one on, 2 outs. Corners draw in against Harrison. And third baseman Casey Smith plays at least 15 feet off the line. Roberts winds, delivers, and a fastball on the inside corner. Harrison hitting .238 in 85 games. 5 home runs, 24 RBI. Leaning back in the box, Harrison awaits the pitch from Roberts, and it's low and inside, 1-1. Middle infielder's deep. The corner's now back up a step. And Roberts kicks and delivers the 1-1. It's a swing and a foul ball, bouncing slowly to the first base dugout. Roberts had Harrison a little bit in front of a split-fingered pitch. Roberts does use a split finger. And here's his 1-2 pitch. Harrison stays alive with a high fly that heads into the picnic terrace past the left field dugout. Still 1-2 on Adonis Harrison. Back into the box, Harrison gives the outside corner a little bit. Roberts winds and deals outside. Tried that corner and missed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roberts making his 2nd appearance against the Drillers. Back on July the 8th and no decision in 7 innings. Harrison is swing at the 2-2 pitch and a high fly towards the left field corner. Not very well hit. Nick Gorneault makes the catch. And 3 up, 3 down in the 2nd inning for the Drillers. Nice job by Roberts. And that sends us to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's a 1-0 score. Tulsa in front on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Here we go, our first of our brand new straight run game, N33, N33, N42, N42, B15, B15, G46. G46. We're going to the N32. N32. G60. 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 G59. G59.
Stand by. Ready.
Over N40. 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 I-27.
1-0 Tulsa. Bottom of the second here to start at Ray Winder. Drillers get their run in the top half of the first. And Nick Roberts kept them down in order in the second inning. Travs have cleanup batter Derek Gibson to lead off with Jeff Mathis and Casey Smith to follow. Just about another 2 innings until the first clunker car is given away to the crowd here at the park. It continues to slowly gather in to the grandstand area. The bulk of the crowd in the bleacher seats behind the third base area. And somehow the family section not quite as filled. A little bit of a different crowd at the ballpark today for a Tuesday night. Gibson will take the first pitch inside from Hampson. Again, Gibson, Mathis, and Casey Smith against the lefty in the second. The windup and the pitch to Derek is low and away, 2-0. Derek missing yesterday's game after a 1-for-5 effort on Sunday. And 1 base hit, his only time on base in the series against Frisco. And 1-for-14. The 2-0 pitch, a changeup, and he swings and misses, 2-1. So dating back to the final game of the Drillers series last week here in Little Rock, Gibson has won for his last 16. 2-1 pitch, slider on the inside corner, called strike 2. Rodney Galloway calling balls and strikes today. The kick in Hampson's 2-2 pitch, swing and a chopper to shortstop, picked up by Danny Sandoval, long throw to first base, and Gibson is out. Sandoval possessing a pretty smooth demeanor at shortstop, but he committed 2 errors yesterday. 204 Tulsa errors, 3 by infielders, and 1 by the center fielder Jeff Salazar in a poor throw. Jeff Mathis coming up. The number 5 batter is the catcher today after sitting out yesterday, and he'll take a strike on the first pitch. Mathis hitting .247, 14 homers to tie Gorneault for the team lead, 50 runs batted in. Hampson with an 0-1, inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mathis finished his series against Frisco Sunday going 0-for-5. Struck out a couple of times. But all told, it was a pretty good series for Mathis at the plate otherwise. Called strike 2 to Jeff on the outside corner. Mathis had 4 hits in the series at Frisco, but 2 of them homers. He knocked in 4 runs and scored 5 times. Count 1-2. Hampson pitch a fastball inside. Not a bad pitch on 1-2 to try to take over that inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jeff. 1-0 Drillers. Bottom of the second, no outs. The Travs still, 1 out, nobody on. Travs still looking for their first hit. The 2-2 pitch, Mathis out in front, swinging a fly ball high to center. Jeff Salazar waiting, and he makes the catch easily. 2 outs. It brings number 6 hitter Casey Smith to the plate. Casey drew some thought for player of the game yesterday with a 3-for-5 effort. He had a run-scoring triple to tie the game in the 3rd inning. Finished with 2 more runs batted in, so 3 RBIs last night for Smith. First pitch to him from Hampson is ball 1, low and inside. Smith also made a couple of nice plays at second base, but tonight he's at the hot corner. Right-handed batter, he hits 237, and a called strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Casey's still looking for his first home run. And the 3 RBI output yesterday raises his Arkansas total to 11. Hampson lines up and delivers inside. It's a 2-1 count. Hampson coming off of an 8-inning, 12-1 win over Wichita. His 9th win of the year. Had been sitting on 8 wins for 3 previous starts. 2-1 pitch, ball 3 on a slider, 3-1. In that last start, Hampson surrendered a solo home run and a single. And that was it. 4 walks, only 2 hits, and 1 run. The 3-1 to Casey Smith, high and away, and he walks him with 2 outs. So both Arkansas base runners have come on walks. Rudy Gomez took one to start the first inning, and now Casey Smith with 2 outs draws a walk. And here comes left fielder Jason Espino. Espino getting his start against a left-handed pitcher, and quite often at this point, Ty Boykin would have a right-handed batter in there, such as Christian Guerrero, but Guerrero gets today off, and Espino, a left-hander, instead gets the start. Swing and a miss on the first pitch as Hampson gets a fastball by him, strike 1. But Espino has very good track record against the Drillers, hitting .327 against them in 15 games with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. 2 outs, runner at first. That's Casey Smith. The pitch to Espino, swung on, line into right field for a base hit. Smith around second, now puts on the brakes. Sean Barker throws into third base, and Smith stops. The first hit of the game for Arkansas, a 2-out single by Jayson Espino. A soft line drive over Jayson Nix. Nix thought about jumping, but by the time he reacted, the ball was already by him. And so the Travs have a chance for a 2-out run with Victor Gutierrez at the plate. Remember, the Drillers scored their run in the first inning after Nick Roberts had set down the first 2 hitters. Gutierrez stepping up, hitless in his last 8 at-bats. Right-handed hitter. Smith, a very big lead at second base, a short lead at first for Espino. And Hampson misses high with a first pitch, ball 1. Victor hitting .258 with 1 homer and 10 runs batted in. 0 for 5 yesterday, 0 for 4 on Sunday. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and a curveball is in there for a strike. Nice tight break to that ball. 1-1. Travs need a 2-out hit from somebody. The stretch by Hampson, the pitch, low and inside. Gutierrez backs off, jumping away from home plate. And the count moves to 2-1. 10 RBIs for Gutierrez. Only 1 of them in 6 games against the Drillers. He's only 4 for 21 against Tulsa pitching. Hampson's 2-1. Outside. Missed the plate on a backdoor slider. 3 balls, 1 strike. So a hitter's count to Gutierrez. Number 9 batter Tommy Murphy is on deck. Hampson toying around with this batter, and that forces his pitching coach, Bo McLaughlin, out from the dugout. McLaughlin makes his way to the pitcher's mound, a slow, deliberate walk. Again, just a couple of innings until the first clunker car is presented to Trav fans at the old ballpark. The biggest night of the year here at the Ray Winder Field. We've got a good night coming up on Thursday. Usually a night where there are no discount tickets, but special discount tickets located at branches of the Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Only $3 to get into the game on Thursday night. Head on to the Arkansas Federal Credit Union, pick up your discount ticket, bring it to the ballpark Thursday night. Beach balls given away to the first 300 paid kids courtesy of Papa Bowls Candy. McLaughlin leaves the mound. Hampson now leaning in for the sign against Gutierrez. Leaning in a little bit too long. Timeout called. And out from the catcher's box goes Winchester. So Hampson having trouble with the signs after he started to display an inability to challenge the batter. After 2 outs. Casey Smith walks on a 3-1 count. Espino with a line drive single to right, and now Gutierrez leads 3-1. Winchester gets back behind the dish. It's been a few minutes since we've had a pitch thrown. Now the stretch by Hampson. A check at second. Smith with that big lead. The runners go. The pitch a changeup, and it's fouled away. Not a bad pitch for Gutierrez to swing at, but with a hit and run, the batter's looking for a fastball. Therefore, he's out in front of the changeup. And the location from Hampson wasn't perfect. It was a high changeup, more of a hanging one, sitting right on a tee. With Gutierrez thinking fastball and knowing the runners were going, a little too far ahead. Now another stretch and a 3-2 pitch. Runners go, and it's inside, ball 4. That time Hampson comes with a fastball on 3-1 and walks his third batter. So he's faced 8 men. The Travs drawing 3 walks. Hampson's control losing him a little bit. And the bases are loaded for Tommy Murphy. 1-0 Drillers with the Travs with their best chance today. Murphy batting right-handed. And the first pitch, a curve, strike one called. Nice pitch. That's a gutsy pitch to start an at-bat with, especially with the bases juiced. Murphy 3 for 7 with the bases loaded this year. A 246 hitter otherwise. The 0-1 from Hampson. Fastball right down the middle. Called strike 2. Good pitch for Murphy to hit. Might have been looking for something else. Tommy 1 for 4 last night and 3 hits in the last 2 games. But he's taken 2 pitches for called strikes. And now Hampson delivers an 0-2 pitch. A slurve lifted into center for a base hit. Smith scores. Here comes Espino around third. The throw home is caught by the catcher, and he's out at home plate. A perfect play by Jeff Winchester, taking the throw from center on 1 bounce and tagging out Jayson Espino. That ends the second inning, but the Travs tie the game. Murphy credited with a run batted in. 2 runners are stranded as we go to the third inning, tied at 1. On the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Here's our last game of the evening, and then we're going to get out to some good cards. The next game is a...
Play to Perk, and he's out. Tag it. 0-2. Smith scores. Here comes it. Here comes it. 3. Last 2 games. He's taken 2 pitches for called strikes. And now Hampson delivers an 0-2 pitch. A slurve lifted into center for a base hit. Jeff Winchester starts the third inning for Tulsa after the Travs tie the game on an RBI single by Tommy Murphy. But without Winchester's great play, taking a one-hop throw from center field and withstanding an arm tag from Jayson Espino as he tried to knock the ball away, the Travs would have the lead instead of the game being tied. Very nice play by Winchester, standing there like a planet rock. And he's a right-handed batter who'll take the first pitch high for a ball. Winchester, the number 9 batter, known much better for his defense, as we just saw. And he'll take strike 1 from Roberts. Roberts retiring 4 batters in a row ever since Ryan Shealy's RBI single in the first inning. Winchester hits 217. Little open stance. Straight away in the box. Now he swings in a high fly to right field. Espedo is there to make the catch. And that's out number 1. Actually looks like it's been switched up a little bit on us. Espedo is now in left field with Nick Gorneault in right. And so the original starting lineup has changed a little bit. Back to the top of the Tulsa order, Jeff Salazar stepping in. Salazar credited with an assist on the out at home plate last inning. First pitch to him, missing low, ball 1. So back to the top of the order. That's 9 batters faced by Roberts, only 2 base hits. Salazar didn't have one of them. He grounded out in the first inning to third base. 1-0 count, the wide by Roberts, and the pitch taken low, ball 2. Salazar squared around. We saw him bunt for a base hit in the third inning yesterday on a leadoff bunt. Perfectly bunted down the third base line. Might have been the best bunt we've seen at Ray Winder Field this year. 2-0 count, 1 away. Roberts delivers. Salazar swings and a ground ball to shortstop. Coming in, Callaspo takes it on the second bounce. Throw across for the out, and there's 2 away. 6 in a row set down by Nick. Roberts does have 1 start against the Drillers this year, and in that game he allowed no hits in 4 innings. Gave up 3 hits in the first 7 innings, and then allowed the first 4 batters of the 7th inning to reach base. Tony Miller now the batter. He'll pop the first pitch out of play over first base, strike 1. Roberts had allowed a double, a home run, a single, and a hit batter in that final inning that he pitched against Tulsa on July 8th. He got a no decision. Travs won that game 4-3. Roberts' line was pretty strong. 0-1 to Miller. He swings and hits a high fly close to the right field line. A long run for Nick Gorneault, and he makes the catch. Made the catch just before he crossed into foul territory. About 90 feet down the right field line. Nice play by Gorneault, and that's the second consecutive perfect inning. Tossed by Nick Roberts. So the bottom of the third comes up, and it's tie game 1-1 here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Game 1 apiece. Travs come up in the bottom of the third inning against Justin Hampson at the top of the order. This is Phil Elson with you on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Back in the studio, Anna Ryan. Gomez, Callaspo, and Gorneault to bat in the third inning here on Hooker Car Night. And after this inning, we will be giving away the first car. And you can sort of feel the anticipation throughout the crowd. There was a rumble in the third base bleachers earlier. Gomez showing bunt. He'll take a called strike. Third base bleachers are almost jam-packed now, shoulder to shoulder across. And there still seems to be a pretty steady amount of people coming in. Another strike to Rudy, and it's 0-2. Justin Hampson, of the first 9 batters, has allowed 2 base hits, but he's walked 3 men. 0-2 to Gomez, a swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. First of the game for Hampson, and his 88th of the year. 3-pitch strikeout at that to Gomez. And put him away on a fastball, 1 gone, and here's Callaspo coming up. Callaspo had hit a high fly in the first inning on a hit-and-run play. He'll take a ball high, and it turned into a double play with Rudy Gomez running on that pitch. He was doubled off. Team leading 287 average. The 1-0 pitch, he'll swing, pop it up behind the plate. Winchester tosses away the mask, leans over to the fence, and drops the ball. Nice try by Winchester, right over to the chain link fence of the back screen. Once you get towards the fence, there's about a foot of concrete that catchers usually try to avoid because, let's face it, spikes and concrete just don't work together. And it seemed to be that's where the ball was going to land, so he in an odd attempt, lunged after it and twisted his body in a weird way to go after the ball. With a count to Callaspo, 1-1, and he takes a pitch down and in. 2-1. Winchester not charged with an error. Ball was a little too close to the fence to expect him to make that catch. The 2-1, Callaspo grounds it inside the third base bag. It could be extra bases. Over towards the bullpen, Tony Miller now finds the ball, and he'll throw to third base. Callaspo standing at second base with a 1-out double. So Winchester, he would have had to make a very nice catch in order to make that play. And Callaspo, getting a little extra life, turns it in to his 23rd double. So a chance for the Trouts to take the lead with the 3 and 4 batters scheduled to hit against Justin Hampson. Nick Gorneault first. He had grounded out in the first inning on a first pitch chopper to third. From the stretch, Hampson. Gorneault, of course, right-handed, 67 runs batted in. First pitch he takes high for a ball. Gorneault 0 for 2 yesterday. He knocked a run in with a sacrifice fly, was also hit by a pitch, and drew a walk. Hampson to the belt. The 1-0 pitch to Gorneault. Ball high, 2-0. Hampson coming with what looks like a cut fastball or a slider. And a late break to it, trying that outside corner. Long look at the sign for Hampson. Now the stretch. Good lead by Callaspo at second. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little fly ball, shallow center, and it gets down. Base hit. Callaspo races around third. Here comes the throw home, and it's past the catcher. Callaspo scores. Gorneault to second. Now he tries for 3, and the throw won't get there in time. An RBI single for Gorneault, and he gets to third base. That'll put the Trouts ahead by a 2-1 score. And you have to charge an error to the center fielder, Salazar. It was almost the exact same kind of throw that pegged Espedo in the second inning. But instead of Winchester being able to make the play on the 1 bounce, the ball got past him. And Gorneault goes all the way to third base on that. Infield in with Derek Gibson batting. Gibson will try to knock home Gorneault, but it might take a fly ball. Infield all the way up. Hampson pitching from the stretch. And Gibson only 1 hit in 17 at-bats. First pitch is high, ball 1. Credit Gorneault with his team leading 68th RBI. Hampson ready, and the 1-0 to Gibson. Swing and a miss on the curveball, strike 1. 2-1 Arkansas. Travs scored a run with 2 outs in the second inning on a single by Tommy Murphy. And trying to rally with 1 out here in the third inning, 1 run in. And a great chance for another run. Gibson with 17 RBIs in 32 games with the Travs. Big right-handed batter. And the 1-1 pitch almost hit him. He had to back off. Close to his knees it came. Inside, 2-1. Gibson 3 for 6 against the Drillers. Up until this ground out in the second. Hampson's 2-1 pitch. Inside again, 3-1. Hampson missing inside with each pitch to Gibson. The only pitch that he got the strike on was a curve that bent towards the middle of the plate, and Gibson swung and missed at it. Now a check at third base by Hampson. He's ready at the belt. And the 3-1. Gibson swings and misses right through a changeup. Count runs full to 3-2. It really seems that the off-speed pitch is the plan of attack that pitchers use to get Gibson out. Throwing fastballs on fastball counts is going right into Gibson's favor. The stretch on a 3-2 count. Hampson deals. Gibson swings and misses at a curveball and strikes out. So Hampson goes right back to an off-speed pitch, this one with more bite to it instead of a straight change. It was a slow curveball, and Hampson strikes out his second of the inning after no strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Driller infield now plays back with Jeff Mathis at the plate. Mathis a fly out in the second inning, and here's his first pitch. He'll swing and hit it high on the air to shallow left center. Miller and Salazar converge on it, and the left fielder Tony Miller takes charge and makes the catch. That'll end the Travs' third inning. So the rally doesn't materialize. 1 run on 2 base hits, 1 error, and a runner stranded at third. Travs lead after 3 innings, 2-1 over the Drillers. This is the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Totals with 3 innings. Out in wing and the left fielder Tony Miller takes charge. He gets Callaspo swinging a. Now the stretch. Good lead by Callaspo at second. Here's the pitch. For Hampson by. Long look at the sign for Hampson. Now the stretch. Good lead by Callaspo at second. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little fly ball. Ball shallow.
Stand by.
8, 9, 3. 2893. That's 2893 wins you the beautiful saber from Little Rock Lodge. Now if that's your number, don't come down here. Go to the Traveler office. Go to the Traveler office.
We have our first clunker winner of the night as we get to the top of the 4th inning. The Travs have just given away a 1991 Buick LeSabre from Little Rock Dodge. With just a shade under 198,000 miles, it's a white whale built to last. Kicking AM/FM cassette stereo, the driver's seat covered in plastic to prevent spills. Congratulations to the winner of the 1991 Buick LeSabre on Clunker Car Night. 2-1 score, the Travs in front as we get to the 4th inning. And the spectacle has started. A nice reaction from the crowd when that LeSabre was driven down the Warning track of the first base foul area. And reacted last inning as the Travs took the lead on a single by Nick Gorneault. Danny Sandoval leads off the fourth for Tulsa. Nick Roberts misses inside with his first pitch. 3, 4, 5 batters scheduled to face Roberts. It's Sandoval, Shealy, and Nix. Sandoval had a double in this first inning after 2 outs and scored Tulsa's 1 run. He'll swing and miss at a changeup. Nice pitch by Roberts. Down in the zone and dove below the knees then. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Sandoval. Roberts had allowed 2 hits with 2 outs in the first inning, and since then he has set down 7 straight. Rudy Gomez now backing up at the first base area. Roberts delivers the 1-1 on a bunt attempt. It's taken downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Sandoval's double in the first inning. His league-leading 137th base hit. And Alberto Callaspo has a double as well. Callaspo still 4 hits behind Sandoval for the league lead. 2-1 pitch. Sandoval a swing and a pop-up over the third base bleachers. And right on top of the wholesale building, it'll bounce a couple times on the other side. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sandoval. Roberts looking right now like the pitcher that made 3 outstanding performances before the last 5 starts in which he's been hit very hard. 2-2 pitch. Sandoval swings and pops up. Left side of home plate in foul territory. Mathis creeping over to the visiting dugout. He's got room. He makes the catch. Mathis slowly and steadily went after the ball, creeping ever so slightly to the visitor's dugout. Don't expect any help going over to that side. 1 away. Ryan Shealy steps up. That's 8 in a row set down by Roberts. If you remember back to his first 3 outings, Roberts was almost unhittable, especially in the first 5 innings. And then he seemed to tire in the 6th, 7th, or 8th. There's a strike to Shealy. RBI single for Ryan in the first inning. And 3 runs batted in the 2 games of the series. But lately, it's been a problem for Roberts to even get past the 4th or 5th inning. Pitch low to Shealy, 1-1. After pitching into the 7th inning in every one of his first 5 starts, his last 3, he hasn't made it past the 5th. The 1-1 shattered bat, little looper to left field, base hit. Bat ends up right at third baseman Casey Smith's feet. And that'll say something about the strength of Ryan Shealy, being able to fight off a bat that shatters into about 7 different pieces. And he ends up with a single. Tough to follow that ball, especially with a bat flying in about 8 different directions. So that'll stop Roberts' batting streak at 7 hitters in a row. And now Jayson Nix steps up with 1 out and Shealy at first. The pitch inside to Nix, ball 1. Travs 2, Drillers 1, top 4. Game 2 of the series. Travs losing last night, 10-6. The 1-0 to Nix, bunted in the air behind the plate, and Mathis takes care of that for the 2nd out. So Mathis playing both outs in this inning. One on a popped-up swing, and the other on a bunt that was popped up. You got to think Nix was trying to make his way on base with that bunt. And while he certainly did take the corner infielders by surprise, it did not surprise Jeff Mathis. 2 outs. Shealy still at first base for number 6 hitter Sean Barker. Barker gets his second double-A at-bat after a ground out in the 2nd inning. From the stretch, Roberts with a curveball, and it swung on and popped out of play deep to left field and into the picnic terrace. Strike 1. Barker, one of 3 standouts from the California League that the Rockies were basically forced to promote because of the numbers that were put up by Jeff Salazar, Jeff Baker, and Sean Barker. And they've been everyday players, but Baker misses today. Barker swings on a top ball right to third base. Casey Smith takes care of that. Throw across to end the fourth inning, and the Drillers go scoreless for the third straight frame. One hit, one man stranded, bottom four coming up. Travs 2, Drillers 1 on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Okay, here's the next clunker. Yeah! It's a 1992 Hyundai Elantra. This will be his courtesy of Russell Chevrolet Honda in Sherwood. It's got 125,000 miles, and it will be a white streak coming down Campbell Road just for you. And you can see most of the bumpers are still there. It's a 3-quarter bumper in the front right there. All right. This again is from Russell Chevrolet. It's a Hyundai Elantra, and you're going to need your lucky scorecard number to win this baby. Turn to page 17. Page 17 in your lucky scorecard. Are you there? Are you nervous? This could be your number. All right, here it is. The lucky number to win the Hyundai Elantra Russell Chevrolet is number 5, 8, 6, 7. And there could be a 0 there. 0, 5, 8, 6, 7. 0, 5, 8, 6, 7. From page 17 of the scorecard, that wins you the Hyundai Elantra from Russell Chevrolet. And if that's your number, report to the Tyler office. You can pick up the keys and the title right over there. Maybe that's the title, we're not sure. But we know we got keys, so pick them up in the Tyler office. Leading on the Travelers, 13th, Casey Smith.
Stand by. Ready? Set. Go.
Bottom four at Ray Winder Field, 2-1 score. Travs in front of the Tulsa Drillers. Casey Smith to lead off against Justin Hampson. Jason Espedo and Victor Gutierrez follow off after Smith. Hampson, who allowed a run in the second and third innings, starts this inning with a pitch that hits the outside corner for a called strike. Smith a walk and a run scored in the second. Here's the pitch from Hampson, swung on, fouled off the right side. Casey had drawn that walk with 2 outs in the second inning. The count 1-1. Hampson back to work and a pitch fouled off the right side again. And it's 1-2. Hampson in his 5th professional year. Mentioned signed in the 99 draft. Actually drafted in 99, didn't sign till 2000. The pitch low and inside to Smith. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hampson made his professional debut in the year 2000. Went 1-8 in his first pro year. Pitch missing low to Smith, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Actually, now we can see the umpire holding up 3. Yes, it is a 3-2 count. Hampson's 3-2 pitch. Swing a ground ball up the middle and into center field. Took a hop off of second base. Slowed it down, but not enough for Nix or Sandoval to get after it. And the Travs have their leadoff batter on for the second time today. Jason Espedo stepping up. Hampson didn't have a winning season until his 3rd year. 2002 at the Rockies South Atlantic League team in Asheville, North Carolina. And 9-8 that year. Had a terrific 2003 season in Visalia. A pickoff throw to first base has Casey leaning the wrong way. Now he takes off for second. And the throw by the first baseman to the second baseman. And it looks like Smith got underneath the tag of the shortstop, Sandoval. Shealy took that throw off of first base. He flipped to Sandoval, but the shortstop never tagged Casey Smith. A.J. Wendell, the crew chief who's over at third base today, never even made a motion. So you didn't even know if he called Smith safe or out. But without making a call, I guess that's his signal that Smith is safe at second. Smith was picked off by a mile. A wonderful pickoff move by Justin Hampson. And Casey tried to make the best out of it by forcing the driller's hand. And Sandoval, and look from up here, Sandoval did never tag Casey Smith. Usually you can tell if there's a tag dropped on a player. There's a swipe tag, of course, by shortstops quite often when a runner tries to get into second base. But Casey Smith made an attempt to get around the tag, and instead of sliding, he dropped down to his knees in an awkward attempt to get around it. And so the call stands. Reynolds walks off the field slowly. He didn't really put up much of a fight. So Jason Espedo gets a chance with Smith at second. It's a fielder's choice. Smith, I don't think it's credit for a stolen base. Espedo, who had a single in the second, takes inside for a ball. They will award a steal to Casey Smith. And Hampson really had him picked off dead to rights. Espedo takes a curveball high, 2 balls, no strikes. So a runner at second base and nobody out on a very odd fourth inning play. All it took was Sandoval swiping the tag. He just sort of caught it and expected Smith to run into him. Now the 2-0 pitch to Espedo. Inside, ball 3. And once I saw Reynolds come out of the visiting dugout, I was expecting a pretty loud exchange between him and Wendell after last night's display. Reynolds was ejected last night by A.J. Wendell early in the game. To the belt, Hampson. Now to the plate to Espedo. Strike one called on a fastball, 3-1. But Reynolds was very calm, very cool. Never showed any emotion as he very quietly listened to Wendell's explanation. Here's the stretch. And the 3-1 to Jayson. Ball 4 inside. And the first 2 batters make it on base in the 4th inning. Hampson's trouble with the control continues. That's his 4th walk of the game. And his 11th walk in the last 3 starts. So with the 5 base hits and the 4 walks, that's 9 base runners. And Hampson, credited with only 3 innings so far, still is looking for his first down in the bottom of the 4th. Number 8 hitter Victor Gutierrez is the batter. No outs. And the first pitch he'll swing and hit it the other way, foul, out of play. One and 0 to Gutierrez. Victor came up in a spot almost like this. Runners at first and second base in the 2nd inning, but in the 2nd inning he had 2 outs. And now you might expect to see a sacrifice bunt with the frequency of sac bunts for Arkansas. Third baseman Slavic anticipating. Gutierrez squares around, got the bunt down, forcing Shealy to make the play off the first base line, and they're just able to get the out at first. A bang-bang play with Nix coming over from second to cover at first base. 3-1 at first on the sacrifice. And the runners get their bases. Smith to third, Espedo to second, and Tommy Murphy has another RBI opportunity. Murphy, who tied the game in the 2nd inning with a 2-out, 2-strike single, now has a little more leeway with 1 out. First base is open. Infield comes in. Travs ahead 2-1, bottom 4. Hampson delivers. Murphy takes the first pitch high. Murphy waited a little bit to get active in his 2nd inning at bat, taking 2 pitches. Both were called strikes before hitting a soft fly ball to center. That fell in front of Salazar to score Casey Smith. But Espedo was thrown out trying to score on that single as well. Pitch down and in to Murphy, 2-0. Single by Smith. He gets the second on a busted pickoff. Espedo walks a sacrifice bunt, and now a 2-0 pitch to Murphy. Swinging a base hit, grounded to left field. Smith scores. Espedo holds up at third. And the throw home is cut off of the pitcher's mound. Murphy with 2 singles and 2 runs batted in. Travs 3, Drillers 1. Murphy with a pretty well-hit ground ball right between Slavic and Sandoval to gap it short. And so in front of a large crowd on a Tuesday clunker car night, the Travs have scored single runs in the second, third, and fourth innings. And a chance for more with 1 out and runners at the corners. Top of the order now in Rudy Gomez. Gomez, a walk in the first, a strikeout in the third inning, 0 for 1. At first base, Murphy, a short lead, now taking an extra step. He is held on by Shealy. Gomez, right-handed batter, takes a slider for a strike called. Espedo, the runner at third base, and Ty Boykin, who saw Espedo cut down at home plate in the second inning, decided to see if Gomez can bring him in. Now the stretch by Hampson, and the 0-1. Gomez takes in the dirt. Ball 1. Hampson struggling in the fourth inning. The Drillers get a reliever working in the bullpen. Righty Garrett Simpson starting to warm up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rudy Gomez. 24 runs batted in on the year. Now the stretch and the pitch. High and outside. Another off-speed delivery by Hampson. Gomez playing in his 19th game against the Drillers. Batting only 188 and only 2 runs batted in against them. At third or first base, Murphy is back in there. Good move by Justin Hampson. Doesn't seem to give away whether he's going to the plate or to the base. And he certainly fooled Casey Smith earlier in this inning. But Danny Sandoval missed the tag on a play at shortstop. Another throw to first base to check on Murphy. Again to the belt now by Hampson. Gomez will swing, foul pitch straight over the press box. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Travs first baseman. 3-1 Arkansas. Nick Roberts making it stand so far. 4 strong innings for Roberts. A game today the Travs need work from the starters. There's only a couple of pitchers out of the bullpen that can go tonight. He can help out by giving a big lead. 2-2 pitch to Gomez. Struck him out swinging. Looked like a cut fastball that Hampson uses to strike Gomez out. Second time Rudy's been punched out on the 3rd K of the game for Hampson. Alberto Callaspo has a chance for an RBI. A double and a run scored in the 3rd inning for Callaspo. A fly out to right field in this 1st inning. The bat right-handed takes Hampson's pitch outside, ball 1. Travs left runners in scoring position in the 2nd and 3rd innings after scoring runs. Here's a pickoff throw to first base. Murphy is running, and the ball dropped by Shealy. The first baseman, Shealy, took his eye off the ball for a split second and dropped the throw by Hampson. Otherwise, they had Murphy dead to rights at second base. Second time this inning that the pickoff hasn't worked, even though Hampson has done all that he needs to do. And here comes the pitching coach, Bo McLaughlin, out to the mound. And he's got to be a little bit ticked off at what he's seeing here. The official scorer has ruled that Murphy is credited with a stolen base, but he's also going to change the call on Casey Smith. On the play that Casey was picked off by Hampson earlier this inning after leading off with a single. The reason that he got in there to second base was because Sandoval, the shortstop, straight missed the tag. And so an error has been charged to Sandoval, but not to Shealy for dropping this throw from Hampson. I mean, if this inning had proceeded with Hampson picking off 2 runners, the Travs would not have scored. We'd already been in the top of the 5th by now. McLaughlin leaves the pitcher's mound after a lengthy conversation with the entire infield. Callaspo has a 1-0 count to work with. The infield now plays back pretty deep up the middle, closer in at third base, and Hampson steps away from the rubber, goes to the rosin bag. Now leaning back in for the sign. Callaspo 1 for 2 with a double and a fly out. 1-0 pitch to Alberto. Low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Hampson's already walked 4 batters. And on the other hand, he does not want to lay anything down the middle right now to Callaspo, who's been swinging a hot bat lately. Now the stretch and the 2-0 pitch. Callaspo takes a strike just on the outside corner. Not his pitch to swing at. Let Hampson have that one. Hampson's been trying to pepper that outside corner with backdoor breaking balls. And still has been inconsistent finding that backdoor strike. To the belt, Hampson. Now the 2-1 pitch. Ball outside, 3-1. That time a straight changeup. Hampson just seems to be a little shy to throw the fastball. Everything coming in off speed. 3 balls, 1 strike to Callaspo. Gorneault waiting on deck. The pitch. Ball low, and he'll load the bases with 2 outs. Walk number 5 by Hampson. 3 walks in the first 2 innings, and 2 walks in the 4th. Load the bases for Nick Gorneault. Gorneault 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 3rd inning, which put the Travs ahead. It's a 3-1 Arkansas lead. A chance to get ahead big time. First pitch, fouled back to the screen. Good pitch to hit. A fastball, and Hampson hasn't been throwing many of those recently. They've got a little bit ahead of it and fouled it straight back. 0-1 to Gorneault. Nick hits .429 with the bases loaded. Travs have had 2 grand slams hit, none in Little Rock this year. Now the stretch in the 0-1 pitch. Gorneault takes it high. 1 ball, 1 strike. RBI single in the 3rd inning for Gorneault was his 68th RBI of the year. Team leading 24th in the second half. Hampson just does not look comfortable on the pitcher's mound. Steps away again. He's taken a lot of time between pitches. Numerous visits from his pitching coach and catcher. Leaning in, he checks third, has the sign, now to the belt. Here's the 1-1. Gorneault swings, pops it up on the infield. Just to the left side of home plate. Winchester, the catcher, in foul territory, makes the catch. And the Travs only managed 1 run in the 4th inning. 1 run on, 2 base hits, 1 error, and 3 runners left on. Top of the 5th coming up in Little Rock. 3-1 lead for the Arkansas Travelers. On the ticket, Total Sports, 1380.
overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing
Stand by.
like a deer.
Ready, set, go.
Trav's getting runs in the second, third, and fourth innings. And by virtue of a consistent attack today, it's a 3-1 Trav lead heading into the top of the fifth. Trav's left the bases loaded in the fourth inning. They were given a couple of gifts. 2 botched pickoff plays by the Drillers. Trav's able to turn it into just 1 run. But they're getting a good performance from starting pitcher Nick Roberts. Starting pitching has been a sore point for the Travs recently. They're getting 1 quality start in the last 6 games. Corey Slavic leads off. He'll take a slider for a strike called 0-1. Well, last night in the Texas League, the Wichita Wranglers and Frisco Rough Riders battled into 10 innings. Wranglers beat the Riders 6-4. Strike on the inside corner to Slavic, 0-2. Frisco took a 3-run lead by rallying in the 8th inning, but Wichita answered with 3 runs. Allen scored twice in the 10th to get ahead for good. 0-2 to Slavic, swing and a miss, and Roberts strikes him out. First strikeout of the game for Nick, and he gets Slavic on a curveball. 1 away.
Designated hitter, Adonis Harrison.
Round Rock defeated El Paso yesterday 14-0, scoring 7 runs in the second inning. Just putting the game away right there. Wandy Rodriguez and Jesse Carlson combining a 4-hitter, with Rodriguez going 8 innings. No runs, 1 walk, 4 hits, and 7 strikeouts. Adonis Harrison takes a strike from Roberts, 0-1. And the Midland Rockhounds lost at San Antonio 3-1. Only 3 hits from Midland in the win. San Antonio committing no errors. Timeout called by Harrison now. 2 hits for Steve Stanley. San Antonio got a 3-run homer by Shin Soo Choo. And San Antonio pitcher struck out 10 Rockhound batters. 0-1 to Harrison. He bounces it up the middle, displaying some good range. Shortstop Callaspo makes the play and back to second, and throws Harrison out at first. 2 gone. So the standings today in the Texas League see that the Rough Riders are now tied with Wichita, top the East Division at first place. And in the West Division, San Antonio ahead of Round Rock by 2, 3 ahead of Midland. Wranglers today lost their shortstop, Andres Blanco, to a promotion to Big League, Kansas City. Here's Jeff Winchester popping a pitch out of play, strike 1. But who Wichita gets is last year's American League Rookie of the Year, Angel Baroa, who was an all-star shortstop for Wichita in 2001, and he's been demoted. 0-1 to Winchester, another pop-up out of play. First base side, strike 2. Baroa had been struggling big time this year, especially in the field, recently committing his 22nd error. His batting average had been down in the low 200s. Roberts tries the inside corner, missed it, 1-2 to Winchester. And so the Royals have now sent Baroa, who signed a 5-year contract extension last year worth about $16 million, out to Double-A. Winchester, a deep drive to left field, and he's hit a solo home run. On a 1-2 pitch, he leans over the plate and blasts one over the left field fence. Home run number 5 for Winchester. And the Drillers back on the scoreboard with their second run. Hanging split-fingered pitch from Roberts. He had allowed only 1 base runner in the previous 4 innings. But Winchester with a home run to left field, and the Travs lead is cut to 1 run. 3-2 score. Back to the top of Tulsa's order. The home run off of Roberts is the 9th he's allowed, and the 4th in the last 2 games. Salazar is grounded out twice. He'll take Roberts' pitch low for a ball. Think about that, $1 million shortstop playing Double-A baseball. Not for that contract extension, they would have released Baroa by now. Pitch low to Salazar, 2 balls, no strikes. So Baroa should be playing shortstop today for the Wranglers. Meanwhile, the double play combination for Wichita for most of the year, Ruben Gotay and Andres Blanco, are up in Kansas City. 2-0 to Salazar, strike 1 on the outside corner, 2-1. Jorge Vasquez also called up from Wichita. He goes straight to the major leagues. So now the Wranglers are without their closer, their everyday middle infielders. 2-1 pitch to Salazar. Bouncer, right side, foul ball, strike 2. Arkansas 3, Tulsa 2, top 5. Given away a couple of cars already, actually 3 of them. The last one being a 91 Gwatney Chevrolet Cavalier. 2-2 to Salazar, check swing. The pitch was low, and on the appeal, the third base umpire Wendell says no swing. And that last clunker was smoking from underneath the hood. I mean, it was smoking on the field. Good luck starting that baby and getting it home. 3-2 count, and the payoff pitch from Roberts is grounded slowly to short, taken by Callaspo. The throw to first base, a little offline, but Gomez stays on the bag, and that'll end the 5th inning. Drillers get a run on a homer by Jeff Winchester. And halfway through tonight's game in Little Rock, Travs lead 3-2 on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Dodge Avenger just given away with 151,000 miles and a New England Patriots license plate. The 4th car given away to the lucky fans out here at Raywinter Field on Clunker Car Night. The first of its kind, and now there's plenty of imitators across the Texas League in San Antonio, in Round Rock, and in other places around minor league baseball. But the original Clunker Car Night right here at Raywinter Field in the mid to late 70s. A 3-2 lead for Arkansas, and Derek Gibson leading off against Justin Hampson. First pitch, a swing and a miss on an off-speed delivery. Gibson struck out swinging on off-speed pitches in the 3rd inning. He'd come to the plate with a runner at third base and only 1 out. Couldn't put the ball in play. Travs scoring runs in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. Trying to get back on the horse here in the 5th. Had a 3-1 lead, cut to 3-2 on a home run by Jeff Winchester last half inning. 0-1 to Gibson. Hampson finds the inside corner with a fastball. Strike 2 called. So Gibson with a ground out and a strikeout today. 1 for his last 18. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Gibson Strikes out for the for the second time. And on 3 pitches, Hampson with his 4th strikeout of the game. Jeff Mathis comes up, 0 for 2. Hampson allowing a run in the second inning on 2 hits and 2 walks. A run in the third on a double and a single. Mathis takes a slider low and inside for a ball. Hampson allowing a run in the 4th inning on 2 hits and 2 walks. The Travs have left 7 runners on base. The 1-0 pitch inside to Jeff, 2-0. Taking a look at the scores around the Texas League on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. The Frisco Rough Riders lead Wichita 1-0 in the 4th. Mathis swings, a pop-up out of play on the first base side, strike 1. El Paso and Round Rock at the Del Diamond in the 5th inning. 3-2 lead by El Paso. Midland at San Antonio, 2-0 Rockhounds in the top of the 4th. Here in Little Rock, it's 3-2 Arkansas. Bottom 5, the 2-1 to Mathis. Number behind the plate on a swing and a little foul ball for strike 2. Mathis entering today with a 247 average. Still trying to get above that 150 mark. 250 mark. Here's the 2-2 from Hampson. Swinging a grounder off the foot of Hampson towards the catcher now. Winchester barehands and throws. Mathis out at first. An assist to the shoe of Justin Hampson. On a hard line drive that was hit so hard that it ricocheted off Hampson's foot and went at least 2/3 of the way back to home. 1, 2, 3, the out at first recorded for the second out of the inning. Hampson saw his manager and pitching coach take a step out of the dugout. He waved them back in. I don't know if he has some sort of metal plate on his shoe. Many pitchers do because of the way they land and their foot drags behind them. And that ball was hit right on the money. Too bad for Mathis. Casey Smith, the batter, takes low and inside for a ball. And Mathis now 0 for 3. Smith has been on base twice and now make it 3 times in a line drive base hit to right field. 2 singles and a walk. Casey Smith trying to light the ignition in the 5th inning, as he did in the 2nd. After 2 outs, drawing the walk and turning that into a run. In fact, Casey has scored 2 of the Travs' 3 runs. So good to see him on base right now. Jason Espedo stepping up. Espedo with a single and a walk today. Toss over to first base. Diving in, Smith is safe. Hampson had 2 runners picked off in the 4th inning. Neither runner was out, however. Various miscues. First pitch to Espedo. Slow curve, a swing and a miss. Espedo hitting .256. 8 homers, 39 runs batted in. Playing his 7th game since the return off the DL. Hampson delivers the 0-1, and Espedo rips it deep on a line drive to right field. Sean Barker hustles to the line and makes the catch. Nice running ground by Barker, and the Travs go scoreless in the 5th inning. 1 lucky play and 1 nice play by the Drillers, and the Travs go scoreless for the first time since the 1st inning. Another bunker car comes out. It's the Ford Fairmont, and it is ugly. 3-2 lead for the Travs. We go to the 6th inning here on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Chad, you're a Eubanks associate. You heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these virtual settlements are really as long as it's $19 well, thanks to experience on your side. Insurance companies know that.
Go.
Travs go scoreless in the 5th inning. First time in 3 innings they hadn't scored. And they'll carry a 3-2 lead into the 6th inning against Tulsa. Tony Miller, Danny Sandoval, Ryan Shealy, the 3 batters scheduled to hit against Nick Roberts. Miller 0 for 2, a right-handed hitter. He lined off of Roberts for an out in the 1st inning and flied out in the 3rd, and the first pitch in there for a called strike. Roberts surrendering 4 base hits over 5 innings, with only 2 hits in the last 4 innings. And Miller takes a pitch in front of the plate, ball 1. Those hits, a single by Ryan Shealy in the 4th inning, and Shealy is 2 for 2. And a 2-out solo homer by Jeff Winchester in the 5th. As that stretches of 7 batters set down in order, and another with 4 in a row. Roberts winds up a high leg kick and the 1-1 changeup. Miller swings and misses, 1-2. We'll have a look at scores around the Texas League and the majors on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. In fact, I think we gave the Texas League scores last inning. Nothing has changed since. Roberts with a 1-2 to Miller. Ball inside, just missed, 2-2. Final score out of Montreal, the Expos blank Arizona 4-0. Ivan Hernandez outpitches Randy Johnson. Miller swings and a 2-2 grounder to shortstop, picked up by the 3rd baseman Casey Smith. And he fires to first to retire Miller for the 3rd time. Hernandez going 9 innings for the win. Struck out 8 batters, allowed only 7 base hits. 2 hits and an RBI for Juan Rivera, the right fielder for Montreal. Here's Danny Sandoval, who's 1 for 2. Timeout called before Roberts went into the windup. One final in the American League. Cleveland Indians shut out Toronto 2-0. Now Roberts works to Sandoval. First pitch is bounced slowly on the right side. Rudy Gomez off the base, big time, makes the play. Flips to Roberts on the run to first, and Roberts is there for the out. 2 gone. Roberts and Gomez communicating when that ball was hit to see who was going to go after the ball and who was going to cover first. And good communicating. Gomez made sure that he knew that Roberts was going to hustle over there. And so Rudy made that play about 20 feet off the bag. We mentioned again, Cleveland shuts out Toronto 2-0. Chad Durbin 7 innings for his 5th win. Bob Wickman to save his 5th. Ryan Shealy swings and misses at a pitch for strike 1. Shealy 2 out of the 4 Tulsa base hits. RBI single in the 1st and a base hit in the 4th inning. Roberts with an 0-1 down and inside, 1-1. St. Louis tied with Florida at 1 in the top of the 9th inning. Only 1 base hit for the Cardinals, and it's a solo homer by Albert Pujols. Shealy grounds a foul ball to his own dugout, and it almost hit the man in the on-deck area, Jayson Nix. Josh Beckett was the starter for Florida, and he allowed that 1 hit, the homer to Pujols over 6 innings. He struck out 5. Rudy Cianez is now on the mound for the Marlins. Julian Tavares for St. Louis. Here's Roberts 1-2. High fastball evens the count. Final out of Cincinnati, the Dodgers over the Reds 5-2. Steve Finley and Adrian Beltre with home runs. 2-2 to Shealy. Swinging a little pop-up behind third. Crossing the foul line, Casey Smith is underneath it, and he makes the catch. Nick Roberts with a perfect 6th inning, and he holds the lead. 3-2 Arkansas. Bottom of the 6th comes up on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Joe Klein weekend, Friday and Saturday night here at Raywinder Field as the Travs honor Little Rock's own Joe Klein Friday night with a basketball giveaway to the first 1,000 paid kids, courtesy of Coca-Cola and KARK TV4. Joe will be at the ball game on Friday night. He'll be throwing out the first pitch. And we're also giving away tickets to Magic Springs and Crystal Falls. That's Friday night with a 7:10 first pitch. On Saturday, we give away bobblehead dolls of Joe Klein, an extra large Joe Klein bobblehead doll, built to scale. 1,000 paid adults receiving that giveaway, courtesy of Stamp Out Smoking and KARK TV4. Travs 3, Drillers 2. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Victor Gutierrez starts with a fly ball out of play for a strike on the right side. 0-1 count to the Arkansas second baseman. Phil Elson with you here on the ticket, Total Sports 1380. Hampson delivers and Gutierrez pops it up towards the first base seats. Hustling to those seats, Ryan Shealy. The ball is in the seats about 7 rows. 0-2 to Gutierrez. Victor has walked and used a sac bunt today. 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors by the Tulsa Drillers. The Travs with 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Travs scoring runs in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Drillers with a run in the 1st and 1 in the 5th. 0-2 to Victor. Little half swing, chopper to short. Coming in Sandoval, it's underneath his glove. Gutierrez safe at first. Could be the 4th error of the game on the Drillers. It is not an error. It is called a base hit. It is a single for Gutierrez. The Travs record their 8th hit of the game. Victor's first. And number 9 batter Tommy Murphy up next. Murphy, 2 singles and 2 RBIs coming in the 2nd and 4th innings. Again, batting right-handed. He's been comfortable at the plate today. Hampson throws to first base, trying to pick Gutierrez off, and Victor is in there safely. Murphy had only 3 base hits in 8 games before Sunday. And now he has 6 hits in the last 3 games. He tries to bunt. He misses it. Strike 1. So the third baseman, Slavic, wasn't charging on that play. He stays back a little bit. Gutierrez creeps slowly away. Tough to get a good lead on Hampson. A throw back to first base. Not his best pickoff move. Hampson, who has a slow delivery to the plate, is able to use that to his advantage. Because when he lifts his leg, he does not bring it far back. Does not break the plane of the pitcher's mound, which means he has the choice of going to first or home. A bunt by Murphy, bounces in front of Slavic. The third baseman goes to second and records the out on Gutierrez. Murphy bunted the ball pretty hard in the air, and Slavic was able to play it on one bounce, and that out at second was a pretty easy looking out. So Murphy reaching on a fielder's choice to the third baseman. And we go back to the top of the Arkansas order, and Rudy Gomez. Gomez a walk in the first, with strikeouts in the third and fourth innings. Hampson leans in and now has the sign. And the first pitch to Gomez is away for a ball. In progress in the National League. I mentioned at the bottom of the ninth inning, Florida and St. Louis though tied at 9. Tied at 1. Pirates and the Giants at 7 all time, the top of the ninth in Pittsburgh. Gomez takes ball 2 away. Barry Bonds hitting a home run in a comeback to Pittsburgh, his 30th of the year. Michael Tucker 2 homers. A.J. Pierzynski hit his 9th. Pittsburgh's Craig Wilson hits his 19th. Rockies over the Phillies 4-3. They're heading to the bottom of the ninth inning now in Colorado. Throw over to first base, not in time. Actually, that's in Philadelphia. Colorado scoring 2 runs in the top of the ninth inning against Tim Morrell. And the Phillies' troubles continue. Burnitz and Johnson home runs for the Rocks. Jason Michaels hit his 4th for Philadelphia. 2-0 to Gomez. Swinging a rope foul down the third base line and into the visiting bullpen. In that pen, that's where Garrett Simpson continues to warm up. Final score out of Shea Stadium, the Mets beat Houston 7-3. That was a 3-game losing streak for New York. Steve Traxel, the winner. He's 10-8. Milwaukee and Atlanta tied at 2 in the 8th inning. Padres over the Cubs 8-4 in the 6th. Hampson ready. The 2-1 to Gomez. Fouled back to the screen. Strike 2. In the American League, 2 finals now. Boston over Tampa Bay 8-4. Bronson Arroyo, the winner, is 5-8. 2 hits each for David Ortiz, Jason Varitek, and Bill Miller. And 4 Red Sox with 2 RBIs. Throw to foot, not in time. The other final score in the American League, Cleveland 2, Toronto nothing. Mid-6 in Chicago, the White Sox over the Royals 5-3. Yankees trail Texas 5-0 in the 5th. Another throw to first base, and again not in time. Hampson pretty sure that Murphy's going to try to swipe second base. 18 steals and 23 tries for Tommy this year. 1 out. And the 2-2. There goes Murphy. A changeup lifted high to center. Coming in, Salazar now going back a few steps. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 outs. Later tonight in the American League, it'll be the Angels hosting Baltimore. Orioles roll into Anaheim with a winning streak of 7 in a row. Angels have won 5 straight, and they start today a game and a half out of first in the West, and 1 game up on Boston and Texas for the wild card spot. Aaron Shealy on the mound for the Angels. Detroit and Oakland in California tonight, and it's Minnesota visiting Seattle. Here's Alberto Callaspo. Murphy runs on the first pitch, outside throw to second base, hits Murphy. And he stands in there to second base, more of a stand-up slide. That ball hit him on his left hip, but he's okay. Steal number 19 for Murphy. And Callaspo, who's swinging a hot bat these days, has a chance to put the Travs back ahead by 2. A 1-run lead. Callaspo with a double in the 3rd inning, a walk in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 today. Hampson lifts the leg and turns to second base. Does not throw the ball. Simpson still warming up. This might be the final inning for Justin Hampson. Now the stretch. The kick and the first pitch to Callaspo. He'll take it outside. Actually, that's the second pitch. It's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Alberto Callaspo. Hits in each of his last 4 games. 7 for 11. 2 RBIs over that time. 2-0 count to the belt. Hampson now delivers to Callaspo. Swinging a fly ball left center field. Going after it, Tony Miller, and it's in there. It's a base hit. Rolls towards the fence. Miller cuts it off. Gets it back to the infield. But Callaspo to second with an RBI double, scoring Murphy. And the Travs back in front by 2 runs, 4-2. Second double of the game for Callaspo, and he got a good fastball to handle. Hampson has been chintzy with the fastballs today. And a gap double for Callaspo. He's 2 for 3 with a run batted in and a run scored. 4-2 Arkansas, keeping this pressure on the Drillers. And it looks like Hampson is going to be relieved of duty. Driller skipper Tom Reynolds out of the dugout. And he's got Simpson ready to go. And it looks like he's going to go to his reliever. So Hampson, who has pitched 8 effective innings in his last outing, will not make it out of the 6th today. Reynolds hasn't made the motion to the bullpen yet. He's waiting for Rodney Galloway, the home plate umpire, to come out and force him to make the move. And now as Galloway walks out there, Reynolds continues to talk to Hampson. And he's going to leave Justin in. Wow. Interesting. It looked like Reynolds had made up his mind. It's the first time that the Driller manager has appeared to talk to his pitcher during an inning today. And you would have thought that he was going to make that change. Instead, he shows some faith in Hampson to try to get the final out of the 6th inning. Nick Gorneault, the batter. Gorneault 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Callaspo, a good lead at second. First pitch to Nick. Curveball called strike. So Hampson goes to his money pitch and gets ahead. Now Hampson has been able to quell any possible rallies. 1 run in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings, with the Travs leaving 7 runners on base. Now the stretch in the 0-1. Gorneault takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Hampson has shown an ability to keep the Travs to 1 run each inning. Hasn't given up any big innings yet. And a base hit here by Gorneault will knock him out. The 1-1. Inside, a check swing. They'll appeal. Stein says he didn't go. And Nick ahead of the count now. 2 balls and 1 strike. Travs 4, Drillers 2, bottom 6. RBI double by Callaspo, scoring Murphy. Hampson to the belt. And now the 2-1. Gorneault swings and misses. Out in front of the curve. Looking for a fastball on 2-1. And Hampson pitching backwards. Two balls, 2 strikes. Gorneault choking up just a little. Less than an inch. Hampson steps off the rubber now. It's been a nervous few innings for Justin Hampson. Gorneault waits, and here's the 2-2. Outside and missed the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So a full count to Nick Gorneault. Derek Gibson is on deck. Now the stretch by Hampson. And the 3-2. Gorneault swings, and a fly ball hit to center field. Lazy fly. Salazar towards right field makes the catch, and the inning is over. The Travs manage 1 run on 2 base hits. Another runner stranded, and after 6 innings at Ray Winter Field, the Travs have the lead 4-2 against Tulsa. This is the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Back in for 11 games. 7 for 11. 2 RBIs over that time. 2-0 count to the belt. Hampson now delivers to Callaspo. Swinging a fly ball left center field. Going after it, Tony Miller, and it's in there. It's a base hit. Towards the fence. He's taken 2 pitches for called strikes. And now Hampson delivers an 0-2 pitch. A slurve lifted in his... Long look at the side for Hampson. Now the stretch. Good lead by Callaspo at second. Here's the pitch. 2 RBIs over that time.
After all, that's where you'll find quick, thick, web bargains. Big discounts at Motel 6 that are only available online. It's how eligible travelers find the deal of their dreams. And we won't even lie about our height. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel6.com. I'm an out.
And first is 24. Also, happy birthday to Jayson Nix.
Set.
And Janelle Maestro. Also, happy 31st anniversary to Pat.
Travs 4, Drillers 2 after 6 innings at Raywinter Field. Here are all the totals. Tulsa, 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. The Drillers leaving 2 men on base. Arkansas Travs with 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors. And 9 runners left on base. Good offensive game for the Travs, although they certainly couldn't have more than the 4 runs. Nick Roberts pitching a fine game thus far. 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 innings. Jayson Nix leads off the 7th. Roberts starts him with a strike on the outside corner. 4 in a row set down by Roberts. Ever since a homer by Jeff Winchester. And he set down 8 of the last 9 hitters. Nix swings and misses at a curveball, 0-2. Nix a fly out to center field in the 1st. Tried to bunt in the 4th inning. And popped up to the catcher. Roberts for the 0-2 pitch. Outside, not by much. Ball 1. 1 strikeout so far for Roberts. His best start since going 7 innings against Tulsa on the 8th of July, a little over a month ago. Now the 1-2 to Nix. Swinging a little chopper towards third. Taken by Casey Smith. Quick throw to third to first. Offline. Gomez trying to put the tag down, and Nix is safe at first base. Now Gomez came off the bag towards home plate instead of towards right field and tried to apply the tag on Nix. And it looked like from up here that he tagged Nix. Question is, did Nix get to first base before the tag hit him? Ty Boykin disagreeing with the call by Jason Stein. And he has a few words with Stein and now walks away. It'll be an error on Smith at third base. And that opens up the door for the Drillers in the 7th. Sean Barker, the batter. Barker 0 for 2. He'll swing and pop the first pitch out of play for a strike. Barker has grounded out twice to third base. Roberts, notable plays yet today. Here's the stretch. Roberts ahead 0-1. A throw to first base. Nix is safe. Barker at .310 in the California League with 20 home runs. Well, Roberts has had him out ahead in his 2 at-bats. Now the 0-1 to Barker. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Drillers hadn't had a leadoff man reach today until this 7th inning on the error by Casey Smith. And usually when you see a first baseman come down the line instead of up the line and apply a tag, usually means he's safe. There's the stretch in the 1-1 pitch. Hard ground ball towards second base. Gutierrez clean grab to Callaspo for 1 out. The throw to first is weak. It's in the dirt, and it gets away. But Barker does not advance. He runs straight through first base. Content with not hitting into a double play. Fielder's choice goes 4-6. Corey Slavic coming up next for Tulsa. Gutierrez had to shift a couple of steps over to the left side. Took him a little further away from the base. He fed Callaspo nicely. And Nix, who runs well, was bearing right down on him. 1 out, runner on for Slavic. Slavic 0 for 2, 231 hitter. Robert sets, and now the pitch. Fastball in the outside corner, strike one call. Travs 4, Drillers 2. Tulsa got ahead in the first inning. With 2 outs, Sandoval doubled. Shealy knocked him in with a single. Travs scoring a run in the second on a single by Murphy. Nick Gorneault's RBI single in the third inning put them ahead. Murphy another RBI single in the fourth. Ball went to Slavic down low, 1-1. The Travs saw Winchester hit home run in the fifth inning for Tulsa to get them within 1 run. Arkansas answering in the bottom of the sixth on a 2-out double by Callaspo. Now 1-1 to Slavic. And the pitch. Swinging a foul back. Strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes on Slavic. He's the only strikeout victim for Roberts tonight. Barker at first. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly, shallow right field. Coming in Gorneault. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. They're still off the bag at first. They think there were 2 outs. And now there'll be a throw to first base, and that'll double them off. That'll end the inning. There was some confusion as to how many outs there were. And there was 1 out. And so that'll end the inning on a double play. So the Drillers threatened but failed to score in the 7th inning. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Travs 4, Drillers 2 on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Stand by. Ready, set, go.
Now pitching for Tulsa, number 24.
New pitcher on the mound for the Drillers. Righty Garrett Simpson takes the hill in place of Justin Hampson. And a double play that ends the last inning for the Drillers. And I do think that Sean Barker read that the scoreboard said 2 outs. There was only 1 out, and it changed a little bit too late for Barker to realize that, as he was doubled off in a lazy fly out to right field. And there was only 1 out. Derek Gibson is going to lead off against Simpson. Simpson, a right-handed pitcher, making appearance number 33 on the year. Five wins, 4 losses, and a .445 earned run average. A little late before the first pitch as Jeff Winchester had to go get a new piece of equipment. Simpson, 6'3", 200-pounder out of Texas, facing Gibson. Gibson 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against Justin Hampson. Simpson, first pitch fastball, and Derek swings through it, strike 1. Hampson surrendering 4 runs over 6 innings, 9 base hits, and he walked 5 batters. Struck out 4, including Gibson twice. 0-1 pitch, pitched the dirt in front of the plate, ball 1. Of the 4 runs charged to Hampson, 3 are earned. He's on the hook for the loss. 1-1 to Gibson, slow curve, swing and a miss. Gibson just having so much trouble with those slow breaking balls. The windup by Simpson, and timeout is called. Gibson, Mathis, and Smith against Simpson in the 7th inning. And now here's the 1-2 pitch to Derek. Outside on a curveball, 2-2. Nobody warming up in the Arkansas bullpen. Nick Roberts, 7 effective innings. 4 hits, 2 runs. The 2-2 to Gibson. Fastball popped out of play on the top of the first base roof. Two balls, 2 strikes to Gibson. A left-hander working in the Tulsa bullpen. 2-2 to Gibson. Curveball, swing and a miss, and he strikes out for the 3rd time. Jeff Mathis coming up now for Arkansas. He's 0 for 3. 4 and 5 batters today, hitless, combined to go 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts, all to Gibson. But the bottom 4 hitters, Casey Smith, Jason Espino, Victor Gutierrez, Tommy Murphy, have made 1 out. Actually 2 outs, but that's not much. Big swing and a miss by Mathis, strike 1. Smith is 2 for 2 with a walk. Espino is 1 for 2 with a walk. Gutierrez, a sacrifice bunt, an infield single and a walk. And Tommy Murphy, 2 hits and a fielder's choice. Mathis down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mathis is fly to center and left and hit a hot rocket off the foot of the pitcher Hampson in the 5th inning that ricocheted back to the catcher who threw him out. There's a curve for a strike, 1-2. Trav's 4 drillers 2, last of the 7th inning. Simpson rocks back, his leg kick, the 1-2 pitch, and Mathis swings and misses. The tag applied by Winchester after the slider, and that's 2 strikeouts for him. So Simpson registering strikeouts 42 and 43 on the year. All coming over 63 innings. And he'll now work to Casey Smith. Smith, 3 hits yesterday, 2 more today. Scored runs in the 2nd and 4th innings. First pitch, he takes a called strike. Here's the windup in the 0-1. Smith will swing, a chopper to the hole at short. Backhand play Sandoval. Long throw to first. Scooped up by Shealy. Not in time. Casey Smith beats out an infield single. He's 3 for 3. Too long of a throw for Sandoval. He's got good range. His arm is adequate, but not a rocket arm. That's the 10th base hit for the Travs. Smith 3 for 3 with a walk. Here's Espino. Espino 1 for 2 with a walk. He's been on the ball today even when he lined out in the 5th inning. Sean Barker had to make a nice run and grab. First pitch, he'll take a strike on the outside corner. Ten base hits for the Travs today, none from the 4 or 5 hitters. Throw over to first base, Smith back in there. Casey was picked off by the starter Hampson in the 4th inning. And he got into second base on a missed tag by the shortstop Sandoval. Now the stretch by Simpson. And the 0-1 Espedo swings and a hard hop grounder to second. Jayson Nix backhands and flips to short. Smith is forced out, and that'll end the 7th inning. So the Travs do not score in the 7th, and they'll hold a 4-2 lead over the Drillers. Top of the 8th comes up on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Okay, baseball fans, let's get ready to conquer. And from Bale High to 92 Ford Taurus. 83,000 miles pickup that sweet new maroon hood. This is a two-tone, I guess. You got gray and maroon. Boy, nice combination. It's been fueled by coffee and cigarettes for the better part of the 90s, I think, but it's still a great car. A 1992 Ford Taurus, courtesy of Bale Honda. And to win this little baby, you need your lucky scorecard number. So get those scorecards out now. And turn to page 24. Page 24. And look there for your lucky number. To win the 92 Ford Taurus from Bale Honda, you need lucky number 37806. 37806 wins the Ford Taurus. You can pick up your prize in the trailer office, get the keys, and drive out of here with this baby. Hey, don't go away, man. We got one more conference, but we also got a surprise car to give away at the end of the night. You're going to love this. Don't go away. One more conference, and then one more surprise car to give away. So stick around.
Ready, set, go.
Back at Raywender Field, we get into the 8th inning, and the Travs enjoying a 4-2 lead over the Drillers on Clunker Car Night. Nick Roberts back on the mound. He'll pitch the 8th inning. Roberts allowing only 4 hits and 2 runs over 7 innings. Adonis Harrison steps into the batter's box as the leadoff man for the Drillers in the 8th. Left-handed batter, 0 for 2 versus Roberts. And here's the first pitch. Strike on the outside corner, called 0-1. David Gill warming up in the Arkansas bullpen. Gill, a couple of days from another start, so it's his day to at least throw in the bullpen, so he might come in to pitch 1 inning. Here's Roberts with an 0-1. Harrison swings late, fouls it high behind the press box, strike 2. Steve Andrade also available tonight. Ty Boykin will save him for the 9th inning. Roberts winds with the 0-2. Harrison swings on a high drive deep to center. Murphy going back towards the track, leaping up. It's over him. Off the fence, Harrison to second base. He stops there with a double. A leadoff double for Adonis Harrison. The 5th hit of the game for the Drillers. And it'll bring the tying run to the plate. Good effort by Murphy. And he had no shot at it. One of those high line drives. Kernan Ronan steps out of the dugout, looks into the bullpen. Makes a few motions to get another pitcher warming up, and the Travs might get Andrade up and warming. Here's Winchester, who homered his last at-bat. First pitch he takes inside for a ball. The leadoff man hadn't reached in the first 6 innings for the Drillers. They got Nix on base on an error in the 7th. And now Harrison with his 11th double of the year. Andrade does begin to throw in the Trav bullpen. Right alongside David Gill. 1 ball, no strikes to Jeff Winchester. And Roberts, a lot of time to find the sign. He stepped off the rubber. Now looking back in there. Tall on the mound, has the sign. To the stretch. Harrison a short lead. Here's a fastball. Winchester swings, fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Drillers. Arkansas, 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Roberts with a 1-1. Called strike 2. Fastball hit the inside corner. One thing about Roberts today, he has stayed from the middle of the plate. He has not really been coming straight down Broadway. Most pitches hitting either outside or inside corner. That's when he's effective. This would be a big out to get Winchester and keep Harrison at second. This pitch, swinging a bouncing ball right side. That'll get the runner over. Taken by Gutierrez. He throws to Gomez. Winchester is out 4-3. And Harrison goes from second to third base. Winchester changed his approach and an inside-out swing for that little ground ball that just barely got by the mound. Roberts with a good effort after that ball. Right, still couldn't bring it in. Just a few inches away from his outstretched glove. Trav infield comes halfway in. To the top of the order we are now, and Jeff Salazar, who's grounded out 3 times. Twice as short, once to third. First pitch. Ball low. So that left side of the Trav infield should be ready. Casey Smith, the third baseman, Alberto Callaspo, the short. Each of them about a step behind the runner's pass. Now the stretch by Roberts, the 1-0 pitch. Salazar swings in a high fly to center. This will score the run. Murphy lines himself up with a plate. Catch is made. Harrison tagging up. And he's going to score standing up. The Drillers' third run. So the sac fly by Salazar makes it a 1-run game. 3 runs on Roberts. And now he faces Tony Miller. Andrade and Gill continue to warm up, and if Roberts makes it through this inning, without question, you'll see Steve Andrade come to pitch the 9th. A lefty warming up for Tulsa in their bullpen. He's wearing number 23, which is Mike Esposito's number, but that's not Esposito. Here's Tony Miller with a swing and a miss. Miller 0 for 3. Right-handed batter with a little bit of power. Roberts with an 0-1. Curveball bounced to third and past Casey Smith into left field. Around first Miller, and he'll head back to first base as the throw comes to second. Call it an error to Casey Smith. Tried to play it off to the side instead of staying in front of the ball. And it's the second error on Casey today. He had a bad throw to first base in the 7th inning. And now the tying run is aboard. Miller, 42 stolen base attempts. 32 stolen base attempts. Successful on 20 of those attempts. Sandoval, the batter. A double in the first, foul out in the 4th, ground out in the 6th. Tying run aboard for the Drillers. Sandoval, bat left-handed, he steps in. Miller already out to a 5-step lead, and he looks like he's ready to go. First pitch, he stays, it's inside, ball 1. Sandoval, the league leader in base hits. 137 of them. He had 24 against the Travs, hitting .300. Toss over to first base. Miller diving in ahead of the throw. Roberts sets. The 1-0 to Sandoval. He squares around, bunts it towards third. Smith is going to let that come in, and he just plays it, holds onto the ball. So Sandoval bunts his way on base with the infield deep on the left side. And sets up Tulsa's best hitter with a chance to tie the game.
First baseman Ryan Shealy.
Ryan Shealy, the batter. Shealy with 2 singles off of Roberts and a foul out in the 6th inning. Andrade should be ready to go. Ty Boykin is going to remain with Roberts. Roberts working from the stretch against Shealy. And timeout is called by the batter. Long pause by Nick. Andrade's ready to go. And you've got Tulsa's best hitter up against Roberts, who's pitching in his 8th inning. Here's the 1-0 to Shealy. Swinging a ground ball to short. Coming in, Callaspo makes the play, flips to second, and that ends the inning. So Roberts gets out of the 8th inning, still holding on to the lead. But Tulsa cuts it a little closer with 1 run, 2 hits and an error, and the tying run stranded in scoring position. Bottom 8 coming up. Arkansas 4, Tulsa 3 on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Last chance for the Travs to add to a 1-run lead. 4-3 score after the Drillers score once in the top of the 8th on a sacrifice fly. Victor Gutierrez starts off against Steve Kent, who's just been brought in to relieve Garrett Simpson. A scoreless 7th inning for Simpson, his only inning of the game. 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. Now he tosses over to the lefty, Kent, making his 29th appearance. 3 wins and a loss and a 2.86 ERA. And Gutierrez fouls away his first pitch for a strike. Kent standing 5'11", 170 pounds out of Killeen, Texas. And here's his 0-1. Gutierrez swings on a fly ball down the right field line, slicing away and over the bullpen. Strike 2 to Victor. Gutierrez, 3 plate appearances, has walked, bunted for a sacrifice, and singled on the infield. Murphy on deck, then Gomez. And then you'll see Steve Andrade come back out to pitch in the 9th inning. Here's a windup in the 0-2. Gutierrez takes in the dirt, ball 1. The final clunker car was given away after the top of the 8th inning. A 1980 Ford Fairmont with a French fry color all around it. 1-2. Gutierrez grounds it up the middle. Second baseman Nix makes the play and throws Victor out at first. 1 out. How many miles did that one have? So many miles we didn't even put it on there. 92 Ford Taurus. 1990 Toyota Corolla, a purple Toyota Corolla that we talked about a couple times on the pregame show. The lane changer was traded out. Tommy Murphy steps up. Murphy 2 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run scored. 1 out, and the first pitch he swings and a little grounder down the third base line. Backhanded by Corey Slavic, a long throw to first base, and he puts some mustard on it and retires Murphy. 2 outs. When the Drillers come to bat in the 9th inning, they'll have Jayson Nix leading off. Number 5 batter, followed by Sean Parker and Corey Slavic. And the Travs will look for their second win in the month of August. Here's Rudy Gomez, who started the first inning with a walk, was later doubled off. Since then, he's struck out twice, flat out to center, and he grounds a base hit into left field. First pitch single for Gomez. The Travs' 11th base hit of the game, and the first for Rudy. Now the only 2 Travs without hits today are Derek Gibson and Jeff Mathis. Here's Callaspo. He's got 2 doubles today and a run batted in. His RBI double in the 6th inning put the Travs ahead by 2 runs, and now it's the margin of difference. The bat right-handed against the southpaw. Kent sets to the belt. A kick, a pitch. Callaspo takes outside. It's all the way to a screen. Gomez to second on the wild pitch. A fastball that was at least 2.5 feet outside of home plate. A 1-0 count. There's the stretch by Kent. The 1-0 pitch to Callaspo. Swing and a miss on a slider. Tight 1-2. 1-1. 39 RBIs coming into today, so Callaspo breaks the 40 mark. Three RBIs his last 4 games. Trying to make it 4. Kent at the belt. The check at second. Good lead for Gomez. The pitch is softly lined over short. Base hit left field. Here comes the run around third. A throw from left on the money. And in time, he's out at home. A perfect throw by Tony Miller. And Gomez is thrown out at the plate. The second Trav thrown out at home today. And so the Travs cannot score in the 8th inning. And they'll try to hold on to a 1-run lead as we go to the 9th. Arkansas 4, Tulsa 3 on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Thank you to all fans. He is a great
Travs holding on to a 4-3 lead as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Nick Roberts remaining in the game to try to complete this one against the Drillers. He allowed a run in the 8th inning, stranding the tying run on base. Jayson Nix leads off against Roberts. He'll wind up and deliver the first pitch. Nix swings and pops it back behind the plate. It'll hit the roof for a strike. In between the 8th and 9th innings, and certainly an interesting time to try this, apparently somebody has stolen the keys of Jeff Mathis's Toyota Sequoia, a beautiful sports utility vehicle, and it was driven onto the field as a fake giveaway for the night. 0-1 to Nix is low and outside, 1-1. And I don't think Jeff was ready for that. He saw his car come down the first base line, and he sort of was wondering, what's my car doing out here? I'm not giving that away. 1-1 to Nix, low, 2-1. Now, Andrade wasn't warming up while the Travs were hitting in the bottom of the 8th. He now starts to throw again. Andrade now warming up again. Roberts winds and delivers the 2-1. Nix will swing and a high drive deep to left center. Way back, and that's over the outfielder's heads, off the fence. Murphy picks it up in center. No, it's Espedo picking it up. Nix trips around second base on his way to third, and instead of getting third base, he stays at second. Nix had an easy triple, but he tripped around second base, and that costs him his third base. But the tying run is now in scoring position for Sean Barker. You just wonder why Steve Andrade is not on the mound. Ty Boykin sticking with Nick Roberts to try to get a complete game and give a full rest of the bullpen. But a leadoff double puts things in jeopardy in the 9th. Barker is 0 for 3, and you might expect a sacrifice bunt in a position like this. Only 2 sacrifice bunts for Barker at single A this year. Corner's coming up. He does not square around. Instead, he swings and fouls a pitch back. Strike 1. The double for Nix is his 14th. Drillers get the leadoff man on for the 3rd consecutive inning. The 0-1, Barker swings, fouls it into the first base seats, and that's strike 2.
A car that was not playing. That beautiful fourth fairlawn was not playing.
0-2 to count on Barker with Slavic on deck.
1401, that is now your car. It was Trevor Wallace.
0-2 on Barker. If Roberts can get a strikeout, that would be huge. And only 1 strikeout for Nick today. Andrade continues to loosen up. He should be ready by now. He was throwing last inning when Roberts gave up the 1 run. Now the stretch. And the 0-2 to Barker. Inside with a fastball.
Once again, baseball fans, you are holding Eagles car 1401. You have Rob at full fairlawn. Please go to the Trevor Wallace.
Driller closer Ryan Spire starts to throw. Just in case they get to the 9th inning, he'll probably come on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretch the pitch. Low and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roberts without a complete game this year. And 8 complete games over his career. Only 2 at Double-A. Here's the 2-2. Barker swings and a little looper. Second baseman Gutierrez, 2 steps to right field. Makes the catch. So that's the first out of the inning, and it does not move Nix up.
Third baseman, Corey Slavic.
Here's Corey Slavic. A left-handed batter going 0 for 3 today. And here comes Ty Boykin from the dugout. He's got Andrade ready to go. Hasn't made his motion out to the pen yet. Quizzical to even start Roberts this inning. considering he just barely got out of the 8th inning, still holding on to the lead. Boykin on the mound now. The whole infield joins him. Andrade throwing a couple more warm-ups in the bullpen. And now Boykin has pointed out to Andrade, and he's going to his closer. So Roberts gets 1 out in the 9th inning, goes 8 1/3. And he'll get a well-deserved ovation, and hopefully Andrade can get him his second win. We'll give you 60 seconds. Brought to you by Fox Sports Southwest. Tune in tonight at 10 o'clock for the Southwest Regional Sports Report for all your highlights and Major League coverage. Andrade, the new pitcher, comes on to try the save. Travs 4, Drillers 3. Rest of the 9th inning after this on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Those center base bleachers sure have been on the point tonight. Thank you. Baseball fans, don't forget this starting Saturday. Joe Klein Weekend, Ranger Field. On Friday night, the first 1,000 kids receive a free Travelers basketball featuring Joe Klein contract. First with Coca-Cola and sport. Plus, you get Joe Klein at the ball game. Plus, fans will have 2 free tickets at train to the Falls and kids reservations at the game.
Stand by. Ready. Set. Go.
Steve Andrade will try for the save. He enters the game with the Drillers' tying run at second base and 1 out. Andrade replacing Nick Roberts, who goes 8 1/3 innings, scattering 7 base hits. So far, 3 runs all earned, and he is responsible for Nix at second. Roberts, not walking anybody, struck out 1, and leaves the game with the lead intact, but in jeopardy. Andrade enters his 27th game with the Travs, a win, 2 losses, and an ERA at 2.10. 4 saves for Andrade, and he has one of them against the Drillers back on the 9th of July. The right-handed pitcher out of the East Bay, California, facing Corey Slavic, who's 0 for 3, and then Adonis Harrison, 2 left-handed batters. Nix with good speed at second base. He'll be trying to score on anything hit to the outfield. Trav outfield position closer towards right field, opening up a lot of room to the left field corner for Slavic. Slavic, 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Andrade leans in. He's got the first sign. He sets a check at second base, and no pitch. A throw to second. He fakes that throw to second instead. And now leaning in once again, Andrade. First pitch, Slavic takes low, ball 1. I'm hearing this correctly. I thought I heard some fans giving the woo pig suey from right below the press box. That'll be the first time I've ever heard that at a Travs game. Probably good reason for that. 1-0 count. 2 looks at second, and Andrade steps off. He's not going to give Nix all that much free room. Callaspo, the shortstop, is holding Nix on base. Andrade does not possess a very good pickoff move to first base or to second. Nix only taken about 5 steps away. And now he runs the pitch inside and dropped by Mathis. Way back towards the visitors' dugout. That'll be a steal for Jayson Nix. And I'll tell you what, Mathis probably could have thrown him out. He didn't get a great break. It was a fastball. He had a good pitch to throw on. And now the tying run at third base, so the Travs bring the infield in. Two balls, no strikes on Slavic. Travs haven't had a tie game since the second inning. The 2-0 pitch. Slavic takes a high slider. Ball 3. Adonis Harrison on deck for the Drillers. Travs blew 2 late leads against Tulsa back in the first 2 days of this month, the first 2 games of this month, on the 2nd and 3rd. 3-0 to Slavic. Strike right down the middle, 3-1. Andrade with one of those blown saves on the 3rd of August, surrendering 3 hits and 2 runs in the 8th inning. He came on to try to get 2 innings worth of outs. They only pitched the 8th. Jonathan Rowenhurst blew the other save on a Monday night. Now the stretch in the 3-1. Slavic swings and misses at the curveball. 3-2. Big gust of wind picking up from in left field, straight towards home. The count is full on Corey Slavic. And Andrade, a strikeout pitcher, 43 strikeouts and 34 in the 3rd innings. Strikeout here is what he's looking for. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a fastball popped up on the infield. Straight in front of the plate. Mathis taking charge in foul territory. He makes the catch. Mathis had to deal with the bat from Slavic. Slavic fired it down into the dirt and right into the catcher's path. Mathis calmly stepped over it and made that catch. And so Adonis Harrison, the former Trav, comes up to the plate as the possible final batter of the game. Travs 4, Drillers 3. It's round at the ballpark. Give him the hoodoo. Harrison with a double in the 8th inning. He's grounded out. He's flied out as well. 1 for 6 in the series. Infield deep, except at third. Smith is even at the base. First pitch, Harrison takes strike on the outside corner with a fastball. 4-3 Arkansas. They've taken this lead about as far as they can. The stretch and the 0-1 to Adonis. Change up, hit down the left field line, slicing away, and it's a foul ball. Strike 2. Well hit by Harrison off the end of the bat. $4,419 paid at the game tonight. Andrade sets on an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Check swing on a high fastball. And he did not go around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 2. On the stretch, the kick, the pitch. Fouled back. Harrison just got a piece of a fastball. Swung a little late. Andrade showing a lot of confidence in his heat. He's got good enough heat. Fastball in the low 90s, but it's his breaking stuff that makes him so effective. Another stretch. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. A changeup strikes out Harrison. And Steve Andrade strands the tying run at third base in the 9th inning, and the Travs win on Poker Car Night by a 4-3 final score. And you can put it in the books. Well, this is a tight one from first pitch to last pitch. And Tulsa had the tying run in scoring position in the 8th and 9th innings. And the Travs were able to hold on to this one. Nick Roberts goes 8 1/3 for the win. Tommy Murphy, 2 hits, 2 runs batted in, and Andrade with the save. And the Travs and the Drillers have split the first 2 games of the series. We'll have the highlights on the Allstate Insurance postgame report coming up next on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380. Hell of a pitch. And 1 for 4. Here's Roberts with an 0-1 to Shealy. Travs get their second win in the month of August by defeating the Tulsa Drillers on Clunker Car Night by a 4-3 final score. Phil Elson with you. Let's get to the recap on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Allstate Insurance believes you deserve a relationship with a real person. That is Allstate Stan. Are you in good hands? Well, Nick Roberts gets the win today, but it didn't start out very well for him. In the first inning, Danny Sandoval doubled to center field with one out. Ryan Shealy would step up to give the Drillers an early lead. Went 1 for 4. Here's Roberts with an 0-1 to Shealy, swinging a grounder to the hole at short. Past the diving third baseman and shortstop into left field. Here comes Sandoval. He'll score. And so Shealy's RBI single put the Drillers ahead in the first inning, 1-0. Travs, however, would fight back in the second inning. After 2 outs, Justin Hampson walked Casey Smith. Jayson Nix singled to right field, and then Gutierrez drew a walk to load the bases for Tommy Murphy. Murphy took a couple of strikes, but then got aggressive. And he's taken 2 pitches for called strikes. And now Hampson delivers an 0-2 pitch. A slurve lifted into center for a base hit. Smith scores. Here comes Espino around third. The throw home is caught by the catcher, and he's out at home plate. A perfect play by Jeff Winchester, taking the throw from center on one bounce and tagging out Jayson Espino. So the Travs managed that 1 run in the second inning, getting ahead 2-1. In the third inning, they get another run after 1 out. Alberto Callaspo with his first of 2 doubles. And then Nick Gorneault comes up with a 2-ball, no-strike count. Long look at the sign for Hampson. Now the stretch. Good lead by Callaspo at second. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little fly ball, shallow center, and it gets down. Base hit. Callaspo races around third. Here comes the throw home, and it's past the catcher. Callaspo scores. Gorneault to second. Now he tries for 3. And the throw won't get there in time. Gorneault with the RBI single, his team leading 68th run batted into the season, but he would get stranded at third base as Gibson struck out and Mathis flied to left. Nick Roberts had set down 7 in a row until allowing a single in the 4th inning. Then he set down 4 straight before Jeff Winchester hit a towering 2-out solo homer in the 5th inning, getting Tulsa within 1 run. Travs got back to a 2-run lead in the 6th inning off Hampson. Tommy Murphy was at first base with 1 out. He stole second. And with 2 outs, Alberto Callaspo comes up once again. 2 RBIs over that time. 2-0 count to the belt. Hampson now delivers to Callaspo. Swinging a fly ball left center field. Going after it, Tony Miller, and it's in there. It's a base hit. Rolls towards the fence. Miller cuts it off. Gets it back to the infield. But Callaspo to second with an RBI double, scoring Murphy. And the Travs back in front by 2 runs, 4-2. That was the second of Callaspo's 3 base hits in the game, and it knocked in the Travs' final run. Got a 4-2 lead, but the Drillers got back into 1 run in the 8th inning off of Roberts. Adonis Harrison, a leadoff double. He'd go to third base on a ground out by Winchester and score on a sacrifice fly by Jeff Salazar. And Tony Miller reached on an error by third baseman Casey Smith as his ground ball got past him. Danny Sandoval then bunted his way on. But Roberts induced Ryan Shealy's ground out to shortstop, ending the 8th. Travs tried to bring another run home in the 8th inning, but they had another man thrown out at home. Rudy Gomez was at second base after a single and a wild pitch, and Callaspo Had a base hit to left field, his third hit of the game. Tony Miller threw out Gomez at home, and the Travs took a one-run lead into the ninth. Roberts came back for the ninth inning, but allowed a leadoff double to Nix. Sean Barker then popped out to second base. Roberts was lifted in favor of Steve Andrade, and with Andrade on the mound, Nix stole third base. So the Drillers had a tying run at third with the infield in and one out. Slavic popped out to the catcher, and then Adonis Harrison is struck out by Andrade on a 1-2 pitch that was a changeup, and that ended the game. Again, the final score, Arkansas 4, Tulsa 3. Nick Roberts the winner. He's 2-2. Justin Hampson the loss. He falls to 9-6. The save for Andrade, number 5 for him. And the Travs and the Drillers have split the first 2 games of this 6-game series. We'll have a look at the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard across the Texas League and the Majors. Up next on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
What are you doing here? White served me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 buys the other. Coke. You're on. Tell Tony Stewart you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop grabbing my card. What's it? Looks like you're buying me that Coke. NASCAR fans have a one-track mind. Case of Coke says I need to use the register. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Slush variety. Sonic's got it, others don't. The hotter it gets outside, the more choices you need to chill down on the inside. Nothing compares to Sonic's famous slushes, with classic flavors like cherry, grape, and orange. Real fresh fruit slushes like lemon, berry, strawberry, and lime. You can even mix and match flavors to create your very own slush.
Ready? Set. Go.
Back at Raywinder Field for the Allstate Insurance postgame report. We'll have a look at the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard in the Texas League and the Major Leagues. We will start first in the Majors. Plenty of final scores to run down. First, the games that are in progress. All finals in the National League, and in the American League, there are 3 games out west. Anaheim and the Orioles tied at 2 in the top of the second inning. Couple of hot teams, with the Orioles winning 7 straight. The Angels have won 5 in a row. Detroit and Oakland in Oaktown, 1-0 A's, bottom of the third, and the Twins trail Seattle 4-0 in the third inning. Edgar Martinez, who just announced his impending retirement yesterday, hitting a home run in Seattle in the first inning. Number 9 on the season for Edgar. Bucky Jacobson hit his 7th. Now the final scores in the National League. It was the San Diego Padres defeating Chicago 8-6 at Wrigley. Mark Pryor suffers the loss. He falls to 3-3. Sammy Sosa passes Reggie Jackson on the all-time home run list with his 25th of the year. In fact, the Cubs in that ball game had homers by Sosa, Alou, and Nomar, and Derek Lee hit 2 shots, but the Padres win anyway. Homer by Ramon Hernandez, and Trevor Hoffman cracks the 30-save barrier. 10-inning affair in Atlanta. The Milwaukee Brewers down the Braves 3-2. Lyle Overbay and Chris Magruder with home runs for the Brewers. Terry Adams the winner. Danny Cole got the save, his 32nd. The Braves have won 5 straight. But their lead in the National League East Division remains at 6 games. The Phillies lost to Colorado 5-4. Jeff Reed over Tim Worrell. Sean Chacon came on for the save, his 28th. Homers by Jeremy Burnitz and Charles Johnson for the Rockies. Michaels hit his 4th for Philadelphia. Pirates win over San Diego in Pittsburgh, 8-7. Barry Bonds with his 30th home run of the year, the 13th season he's reached the 30 home run mark. The Pirates win that game anyway with a run in the bottom of the 9th. Jose Mesa the winner, he's 3-1. Matt Herges the loser is 4-5. Bonds, Michael Tucker 2 homers, and A.J. Przinsky hit his 9th. Pittsburgh's Craig Wilson hit number 19. 10-inning game in Florida, and the Cardinals, with only 2 base hits, win 2-1 at Florida. The 2 hits for St. Louis, solo home runs by Albert Pujols and Jim Edmonds. Edmonds hit the 10th inning home run, his 31st, giving the Cardinals enough for the win. St. Louis winning their 6th consecutive game. Tavares, the winner, is 5-3. Guillermo Mota, the loser, is 8-5. Jason Isringhausen, save number 30. The Arizona Diamondbacks shut up on Montreal 4-0. Livan Hernandez, the winner, is 9-10. Randy Johnson suffers a loss. He drops to 11-10. Mets 7, the Houston Astros 3. Traxel over Monroe, Berkman and Wright home runs. Los Angeles 5-2 winners at Cincinnati. Adam Dunn hits his big league best 35th home run. But Steve Finley and Adrian Beltre homer for the Dodgers, 24 and 31 respectively for them. Jose Lima, the winner, is 11-3. Aaron Harang, the loser, falls to 7-4. Eric Gagne clamps on to save number 34. In the American League, Boston doubles up Tampa Bay 8-4. Bronson Arroyo, the winner, is 5-8. Sosa drops to 3-1. Toronto blanked by Cleveland 2-0. Chad Durbin, the winner, is 5-4. Bob Wickman saves his 5th. White Sox 9, Royals 3 at Chicago. 3 homers for the White Sox, and John Garland wins his 8th of the year. Canerco, Lee, and Creedy with the home runs. Yankees lose at Texas 7-1. DeLucci and Teixeira with home runs for the Rangers. Ryan Dries, the winner, is 9-6. Kevin Brown falls to 9-2 as the losing pitcher for the Yankees. Texas League scores now. No other finals have come in. Actually, that's a lie. One final has come in. Frisco, a 1-0 victory over the Wichita Wranglers today. The lone run scoring on a solo homer by Frisco third baseman Santiago Perez. Winning pitcher was Mickey Callaway, and a rehab start, wins his 2nd in a row. 7 scoreless innings for Callaway, and Ray Beasley got his 4th save with 2 scoreless innings. That Mark Ray, the loser, falls to 1-5. Midland and San Antonio in the 8th inning at Wolf Stadium. It's a 3-2 lead for Midland, and El Paso leads Round Rock 6-3 in the top of the 9th. So the Drillers losing this game and Frisco winning. The Rough Riders are in first place by 1 game over Wichita and 3 ahead of Tulsa, and the Travs remain 11 games out of first. We'll wrap things up on the next break with the totals and our BC Powder Player of the Game. Final score tonight, Arkansas 4, Tulsa 3. We'll wrap it up after this on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Base coach. He doesn't get much attention. You've never heard of a third base coach groupie, have you? But he's vital to the success of the team. His experience and knowledge of the game can mean the difference between scoring a run or getting thrown out at the plate. All-state agents play a similar role to the third base coach, although they have experience with much more than just home. They can help with auto insurance, life insurance, and your retirement needs as well. And they'll do it without using any crazy signals. They'll help you understand the coverage options available so you can find the one that's right for you. You deserve a team with big league experience. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
To get a team with big league experience, just visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on allstate.com. Insurance subject to availability and qualifications. Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Norfolk, Illinois. You're bored. Nothing to do. Nothing on the tube. The same old blah, blah, blah. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is here for its new season. Great professional baseball, great food, and the most affordable entertainment in Arkansas. So get off your feet and get out of the house for baseball and a whole lot more.
Stand by.
For special...
Ready, set, go.
A win by the Travs tonight, just their 2nd of the month of August. 4-3 final score tonight at Rawinder Field. Phil Elson here with you to wrap up the broadcast on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Starting pitching, the name of the game. And I think it's been proven this month when the Travs get at least a 7-inning performance from the starting pitcher. They've won both times with Willie Collazo and Nick Roberts. Roberts 8 1/3 innings tonight, 7 hits, 3 runs. His 2nd win of the season against 2 losses. Justin Hampson, the loser, falls to 9-6. Problem for Hampson, 5 walks and 9 hits over 6 innings. The save goes to Steve Andrade. 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout. His save is his 5th. Final totals, the Drillers, 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors. Tulsa Strands, 5 men. Arkansas, 4 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors, 10 runners left on the bases. Time of game, 2 hours, 38 minutes. Paid attendance at Rawinder Field, 4,419 here on Clunker Car Night. Well, there's a couple of Travs you could name. BC Powder Player of the Game. Alberto Callaspo had 3 base hits, 2 doubles. Tommy Murphy, a couple of base hits and 2 RBIs and a run scored. Casey Smith with the 2nd consecutive 3-hit game. But as we have seen most recently, it's all about starting pitching. So Nick Roberts, the starting and winning pitcher tonight, is the BC Powder Player of the Game. BC Powder, the official pain reliever of the Travs, is perfect for you because it gets into your system fast and goes to work fast. BC Powder, use as directed. Well, the Travs move to a record of 17-29 in the second half. They get their 50th win of the season against 65 losses. Tulsa to 25-21, 63-52 overall, and Tulsa loses a game in the standings. The Drillers fall 3 games out of first place in the season series between these teams, 12-10 in favor of Tulsa. Game 3 of the series tomorrow night. Joe Saunders takes the hill for Arkansas with a win and 2 losses. Saunders' ERA at 6.32. He opposes Mike Esposito. The Drillers' right-hander takes them out at 6-6 with a 3.67 ERA. Discount tickets for tomorrow's game are available anywhere Ready Ice is sold. That would be most Shell and Exxon stations. Or just bring 2 cans of dog or cat food to the ballpark and gain $3 general admission, and that'll help out the Arkansas Humane Society. First pitch tomorrow night at 7:10. Of course, the gates at Ray Winder Field open at 6:10, and the ITT Tech pregame show will begin at 6:50 right here on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Many thank yous back at the studio to Hannah Ryan for doing tonight's ball game. As always, a very professional job done by Hannah. And for all of us here at Ray Winder Field, thank you for tuning in, Trav fans. Once again, the final score from Ray Winder Field in Little Rock, the Arkansas Travelers 4 and the Tulsa Drillers 3. It's a wrap, folks. We'll be talking baseball again tomorrow night.